And he doesn't expect that governor, that president, or that local government chairman to win, but his attitude or his performance in terms of good governance. For example, when even local government elections were conducted by INEC, in 1987, for example, I was an INEC and we conducted local government election. I was posted to Kwara. The party in power all swept the polls at that time. Then let's come home to Osun State. During the last governorship election, a particular party, the PDP, won. It also won the 3 senatorial districts.
The 9.
It also won, I think, 9 or 8 federal constituency. That election was not conducted by CIEC, OCIEC. It was conducted by INEC. So it is not the EMB, it's not the electoral management body that determines who wins an election. It is, if the governor had ruled before, his performance. If he gives the people what they want, they give him their pound of flesh. If he doesn't give the people what they want, they take their pound of flesh in terms of vote. This is an evolving theory in the conduct of election, and I have seen it happen in many states. For example, in one of the southeastern states where a governor has been dishing out dividends of democracy, they will return. They are likely to return him because he has given his people his pound of flesh. So they will give him their pound of flesh when they go to vote. This is something evolving and which I think has been happening.
You mentioned the southeast. Would you be categorical?
That's Governor Oti.
Okay. So the people of the state, what's the state? What's the state? Governor Oti. Okay. You are telling us that when elections come, he is likely to be given his pound of flesh.
No, what I'm saying is, if the people are satisfied that the governor or the local government chairman has done well in terms of dishing out dividends of democracy, which they equate with development, infrastructure,
and sometimes
employment.
Stomach to count.
That is basic for us as a developing nation. Then they give that governor, that local government chairman, or that president their votes. It is not the EMB that determines who gets it. The EMB only counts, and it counts what the people
vote.
It counts the votes that they cast.
Okay, we will be back. We want to break up to make up for another 1 minute and come back. The viewer at home, I have been in a very conversational manner discussing with election consultant on election matters, Dr. Jimoh Akane Agbola. We will spend the next 20 minutes discussing further issues as it concerns the bill currently in the Senate. Please don't go away.
To his first degree in classics from National University of September 20, the orator and a polyglot spoke impeccable English, French, Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba languages. His fine diction placed him among class orators and public speakers like Cicero, the orator. This attribute earned him the prefix of SLK. He authored Kaduna Boy, an autobiography, detailing Constitution and the People, among 6 other books. Bola Ige was a colorful politician, elected governor of Oyo State in 1979 and appointed a federal minister in 1999. Of his cultural and political group, political sagacity to propel the group that had political and decision-making in the southwest of Nigeria. Bola Ige was assassinated on the 20th of June. His murderers are yet to be apprehended till today. Western Spring Television identifies Bola Ige as a watershed character in history.
In our lifetime, Nigeria has become a center for smuggling ivory and pangolin scales.
This is one of 2 Nesria holding facilities for
key transit hub.
Illegal trade in wildlife caused a decline in many species.
But we can change this story. No longer will we tolerate wildlife trafficking. We are updating our laws, including penalties,
and we will continue all international obligations to protect our biodiversity.
Together, we will protect our wildlife for future generations. Please report wildlife crime and say no to illegal bush trips. Because protecting nature protects all of us.
Back to the show and question. The Nigerian political avatar, old, talk of Obafemi Awolowo, sometime in 1953, described the local government as a superstructure upon which the region or the state government is built. Do you agree with this view?
Essentially, you can rarely dispute any statement with Awolowo. Rich experience, plenty books to support his views and the like. When INEC was conducting local elections, it was tougher to manage because everybody knew everybody at the local level. It was, in fact, more interesting and more demanding than governor's election or even presidential election. The typical man in his election may not know who the president that is conducting a particular election is or who the governor is, but he knows, he must know, she must know who the local government chairman is. So I cannot default Awolowo.
Thank you very much. I asked that question because I want it to be the fulcrum on which this next question stands. The first ever local government election was done in the old Western region in the country. In that election, the opposition leader, the one they call Penkelemes, won election, even though the action group was in government. He won election to become Ibadan, the chairman of Ibadan District Council. Move from that and come into recent years, in the last 30 or so years. That trend doesn't appear to be a normal norm again. Today we have gone elsewhere. Hardly would anybody win. What is responsible for this?
Oh, if you should go back to history. Look at the formation of Action Group, NCNC, and the like. You know, there was a time that NCNC was almost wriggling power from the Action Group in
Ibadan.
In
Western
Ibadan,
region.
or in fact, in Western region. That is a factor. The second one is the locality. The Ibadanness in Ibadan people has not moved 1 inch.
Okay.
You can hardly do anything political in Ibadan without the Ibadan factor. And that started from Penkelemes. Nowadays, the situation is radically different in other areas, not in Ibadan. It is almost the same thing today. Can you become a governor in Oyo State without the Ibadan factor? It's almost difficult. It's almost or impossible. So that factor is there. But apart from that, if you look at what we have now, it's the role of the person. Even now, people still appreciate those who take care of their community, regardless of the place they come from. If an Hausa man plays an important role in a community outside the Hausa land, people will still vote for him. We are now interested in development. Who takes care? Who provides the school? Who takes care of the roads? Who provides water? Who who provides the teacher, who builds the road. These things are more important now. And it will happen if CX are allowed to operate effectively. You will see competition, even in Osun State, where you think the man in power, the man in government does not do well, and somebody from another party does well, is recognized in the community, he will flog that person on election day. That, I think, is an important factor. You see, why people go along with party in power is if the party in power is positively oriented towards the development, if it does well in the community, in fact, even if you close your eyes, you vote for that party. Yeah. But when the party does not do well, somebody wrote that love does not win election. I wrote back that loves win election. And love is if you provide the essence of your being a governor, the essence of your being a president, the essence of your being a local government chairman. People will love you. And they love you because you have done what you said you would do. If you don't do it, you'll be voted out.
They will wait for you and
the pound of flesh theory.
Yes. It's an interesting theory.
It is, and it is happening.
Yeah.
If you watch the electoral trend, it is something that is happening.
Before the Senate in Abuja is a bill seeking to establish a pan-Nigerian electoral body to conduct local government elections. As someone who is very versed in the terrain, is this necessary? Is this bill necessary?
Maybe I should tell you my bias from the word go. I have written against it in the newspaper in my day-to-day interaction on electoral matters. And I have written against it not because it does not have an advantage. The only advantage I have seen is that it will give people more work. If there's INEC and there's another electoral body, okay, there'll be another electoral body in Osun, in Oyo, in Ekiti, in the like, and they will have offices all of the places. It will give employment. Apart from that, personally, and from my experience in the conduct of election, it is not necessary. I was thinking we should allow CX, State Independent Electoral Commission, to survive. We should strengthen them. I was thinking there should be legislation, either at the national or even state houses of assembly, to strengthen CX. If INEC can take care of the national level, CX will also be allowed to take care of the state or local government. That is my bias. That is why I see the only advantage is employment. It will give people employment if they have offices in 36 states and FCT Abuja, and if they employ various category of staff. But apart from that, I'm thinking CX should be left alone to do their work. CX should be strengthened.
Okay, CX, they should be strengthened
Yes.
and be left alone to do their work.
Yes.
Now, let's talk constitutionality. This position the Senate has taken, they have taken it even long before the Constitution is amended. There's a law, a proviso in the Constitution that gives authority to local government. The Constitution has not changed, yet Senate is trying to pass another bill. How justified are they in this?
Well, my knowledge of the law is very shallow. But I am thinking if something is if an issue is a constitutional matter and it's to be amended, I was thinking it should go around all the state houses of assembly.
What the law permits.
Yes. If the houses of assembly, the 36, and FCT, if they say it should go, then it should go. But I am thinking no house of assembly will want to say, we want to kill one of your institutions, and they will provide the bullet and the gun to fire that institution. Rather, they should suggest what can be done to strengthen that institution to operate effectively. My argument in some cases with friends is that whether you have EMBs at the national level, conducting election at the state level, they are all Nigerians. You won't choose somebody. If you choose Agbola for SEC, you choose the same Agbola for INEC. It's still Agbola. What is the difference when Agbola is chosen for INEC and when Agbola is chosen for SEC? Maybe at INEC, I'm giving all of the instruments of office. I'm made to condemn it in, even if it's the president that wants it. But if I'm operating at SEC and you say, money I don't have, cars to run the office, cars to go up and down, we don't have, funds to purchase electoral materials are not there, staff cannot be trained, then you have already killed the institution. That's why I feel SEC should be strengthened instead of creating another another national electoral body to conduct local government elections.
If I got you right, the problem is in ourselves, not in our stars.
Exactly.
So it is the Nigerian that is creating problems for the Nigerian.
Yes.
Using the instrumentality of its leadership.
Exactly. Exactly. I can put it in another way. What I'm saying, in effect, is that you will not import people from overseas to come and conduct elections. It will still be Nigerians. So why not strengthen Nigerians at the local level to conduct their election effectively as INEC would do at the national level? That is my argument.
If Nigerians or the legislators are complaining that the authorities in the states are the ones responsible for OCX and their lives, CX not being very, very accommodating, can that argument also go for INEC? Would people say that the president appoints INEC and so INEC kowtows to the president's demand?
There's another way I've put it among my friends. When judges operate in the states, do they not give verdicts which are against the state?
Okay. Yeah, sometimes they do.
If it's legal to do, they do that. What I'm saying is that sex can also do the same thing. If you nominate somebody who is not good, if you nominate somebody that is not wanted in the society, if you nominate somebody that cannot perform, the community will vote against that person. And the erroneous impression that runs in some quarters is that SEC will write results. It is funny. Those who know the operation of the electoral process will know that you cannot write results
anymore.
You give, even before now, you cannot write results. INEC was not writing results. No. There can be one or two bad people who may want to do negative things, but they are caught. You see, results that are provided at the polling unit level are computed, and that is the final result. A political party can, from their office, compute the total results given out from a polling station and compare with what is announced. If there's any discrepancy...
Sometimes politicians don't do that.
Oh, will they ever do that?
Yeah, let's come home. Time is not on our side.
Okay.
There is something going on in Osun State. It has to do with OCX. I want you to assess that group, that body. Is it doing something good or doing something only in a hurry?
We can do that easily. Let us list basic variables that can make us say an election is likely to be conducted credibly, and then see and then start to tick one by one whether or not OCEC has gone through the gamut of such things. We call these international best practices. What you should do before your election can be said to be credible, to be fine, to be good, and the like. In September 8th, I published in one of the papers OCEC preparation for conduct of election, and from my own conclusion, I gave it a pass mark. Let us do exactly that. As an electoral management body, what you should start with is a legal framework. That is, this election I'm going to conduct, these are the rules that will guide this election. The Constitution. You can't do anything outside the Constitution, what the Constitution says. If you go against the Constitution, it will be thrown off. The Constitution is the basic one. The 1999 Constitution as amended. Then you have the Electoral Act 2024, the new Electoral Act, which is in operation. Then the State House of Assembly law, OCEC law 2023 or 2024. Then you have judicial pronouncement. And by judicial pronouncement, if a judge has said the conduct of this election is faulted because you did this wrong, you cannot say you will do that thing and say your election is free and fair. Then there are ethics, there are rules and regulations for political parties. That is why you have IPAC. Let us take that. One, OCEC had followed the legal framework, this that I listed, almost rigidly. One, it indicated that this election will be conducted on February 22nd, 2025, given 360 days notice.
That's 1 year.
That's 1 year. Not many states have done that. And I said earlier that if some of these states are taken to court, their election will be thrown off because they already packaged it for, but OCEC did not do that. So the very, very basic thing, the most important variable in the conduct of election, establishing the rules for the conduct of election, that has been done. Now you interact with those. OCEC will not conduct election for itself, it will conduct it for the public. That is the registered political parties. Interaction with IPAC. Only recently, IPAC went on a conference and said, OCEC is doing well, OCEC is supported, OCEC is recommended for assistance and the like. And something that hasn't happened since I've been conducting the election, for 18 political parties registered in the state to say they will participate in the local government election. That is number two. Interaction with the, you can't conduct the election if you don't if you don't interact with the political parties. It does this on a regular basis, and that is recommended. Then it has to do with independence. It is Osun State Independent Electoral Commission. I define independence as being left alone to play the game on the basis of the rules, thinking of financial independence. Since OCEC has started, the present governor, Governor Adeleke, has not come to say, this is how this election will be conducted. Everything I've heard about the election has been through the OCEC chairman. That is an important variable. And if you listen to some states, even recently Kaduna State, the governor will come, this is how we'll conduct this election, this is what we will do, that is what we will do. No. If you want the EMB to be, election management body, to be independent, it must be completely independent. And financial independence, like I have written, some OCEC chairman has not come to complain that it lacks fund. If it does that, then we will know they are being held by the jugular. Okay. And financial independence is a very basic thing. I have given you two variables. In fact, I've given you three variables. Let's look at the third, the personnel that will conduct the election. I have been personally involved in the training of personnel, and many other experts have been involved. It is the conduct for the conduct of, it is a variable for the conduct of election that the personnel must be well trained. If they are not well trained, in fact, they will ruin the election. I have been involved in training of personnel. And by January, February, we will still go on with training of personnel, because ad hoc personnel who conduct the election should be trained towards as close as possible to towards the election, by the election. So that is also there. That is another variable which OCEC has gone through. There are others. Interaction with the populace in terms of voter education or civic education. In fact, it has produced a manual, Voter Education for the Conduct of 2025 Local Government Election. It has given guidelines. It has stated mode of contest of election, and it has even chosen a committee to assess the candidates that have.
So in short, it's on right course.
I assess it to be on the right course in the process of conducting free, fair, and credible election February 22nd, 2025.
Well, it has been said, this is when the expert talks, he has talked without any bias, criterion that OCEC has gone through and keeps on fulfilling. Dr. Agbola, I'd like to appreciate your coming, a very short notice. Thank you for this civic education. Today we turn our program into a civic education class so that you can know and everybody can be sure that elections are coming, the local government elections, and all of us are stakeholders in it. Let's get ready to support OCEC to succeed, because when we do that, the state would have succeeded. Thank you very much for coming. Once again, this is my
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. To the viewer at home, that's our package for today. We will see you next week. It's been a privilege sharing what I had to do today with you in the homely chat. Thank you very much. We'll see you. Goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.
Adetoye Shitu, your host.
Ìlú Abẹ́òkúta, gẹ́gẹ́ bí orúkọ rẹ̀, ìlú tí a tẹ̀dó sábẹ́ Olúmọ. Ó jẹ́ ibùgbé àwọn ẹ̀yà Ẹ̀gbá àti Òwu tó jìjàǹgbara lọ́wọ́ Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́ àtijọ́. Láàrin ọdún 1775 sí 1780 ni akọni Lísàbí Àgbòǹgbò Àkàlà léwájú wọn láti dáwọ́ sísan ìṣákọ́lẹ̀ fún Aláàfin dúró. Ìdí nìyí tí àwọn ọmọ Abẹ́òkúta ṣe ń pe ara ní Ẹ̀gbámọlé Àgbòǹgbà. Ìtàjẹ̀ ìlú ọ̀hún ṣe ìlú pàápàá lásìkò ìjọba amúnisìn. Kọ́ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ní St. Peters tó wà ní ilé ìwòsàn àkọ́kọ́ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà Sacred Heart Hospital Olúwa Aláké lórúkọ oyè ọba ìlú Ẹ̀gbá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì Olúwa tó tẹ́jú láti lè fi gbogbo ìlú Abẹ́òkúta ní orí òkè náà. Àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n àti onímọ̀ púpọ̀ ló bí ọ̀gá àwọn bíi ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Wọlé Ṣóyínká, Ọ̀jìnmí Akọni Fúnmiláyọ̀ Ransom Kuti tòun ṣàbí iṣẹ́ tó gbayì nílùú Abẹ́òkúta. Ẹ̀gbámọlé bí.
gbẹ̀wò mọ́tò sí tùkà tí jẹ́ ká ṣe òun wọn òtítà ṣùgbọ́n àlẹ́ fún níṣe àti oníkàlù akọ sí níjà ní sọ bí ó yíro kánú òǹkọ́rọ̀ pé nípa bí ó ti mọ kò tó béèrè sí òfin méjì lórí òwò sí nísìnyí náà yóò jẹ́ ká mọ ọ̀nà tí wọ́n ń gbà tí wọ́n fi ti fi ń bò bó mọ́ pàdé Múyìwá Àfọlábí lórí ètò ìbò àbámẹ́ta wúrọ̀ tí a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa wọnú sẹ̀ ní mú màá wọ́n sẹ́yìn tẹ̀sán ìkànnì àádọ́wà lórí StarTime gbẹ́bírò tọ̀sẹ̀ yìí ó máa yàtọ̀ ní kò ní yàtọ̀ fọ́.
Láti lè fi rí gbogbo ìlú Abẹ́òkúta ní orí òkè náà. àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n àti onímọ̀ àwọn bíi ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Wọlé Ṣóyínká ọ̀dìmí akọ́yọ́mí Fẹmi Kútì àtọ̀pọ̀ àwọn míì iṣẹ́ àti àdìrẹ níṣẹ́ tó gbayì nílùú Abẹ́òkúta mọ́lí ṣèyí.
a kí yín pé ẹ kú ojúmọ́ láàárọ̀ yìí ní gbogbo tí ẹ bá ti ń gbádùn wa tẹ̀sí tí wò wá kétékété Western Spring Television náà lélẹ́yìí ìkànnì tọ́lọ́run ọba Èdùmàrè mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ gbé kalẹ̀ ní ìbámu àti lè jẹ́ ká máa fún yín ní ètò lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan lágbọn tá a wà yìí la ti ń fún yín ní ìròyìn tó jẹ́ pé bó ṣe ń balẹ̀ tó ń jáde láti fátírì gangan tá a sì ń wá kà á fún yín ní gbígbóná fẹlifẹli atótó ààrẹ rẹ lórí ètò yìí tá a bá ti wọlé tá a kí yín kú lé ká má bàa pàdánù ẹ káàbọ̀ lẹ́yìn náà láfún yín ní àwọn kókókókó tí ń bẹ ń bẹ lẹ́yìn kókókókó á farabalẹ̀ nù wá ní òkèèní wọn ẹ ṣe ń wo bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń darapọ̀ ọmọ wa Múyìwá Afọlábí ọkọ tèmi.
kókókó àwa fẹ́ńdọ̀ yín ní kanlẹ̀kùn kò ní kókó mọ́ wọ̀ láṣẹ Elédùmarè bá ṣe ń lù yóò mọ̀ dún bá ṣe ń gbìyànjú Elédùmarè yóò máa wà dára ọmọ ẹ kú gbúrò ẹ lórí ètò ààrẹ ní lọ́jọ́ kẹẹ̀ẹ́dógún nínú ìrìnàjò oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2024 bẹ́ẹ̀ bá kà á ìgbéléwọ̀n àrògún àyọkúrò mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún ó ti pé lónìí oògùn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ nínú oṣù kẹwàá yóò rọ̀ àlọ́rùn láti mọ̀ ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣèwà ẹ má gbàgbé pé a wà lórí àwọn ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ o alójú òpó YouTube Western TV tó ti lè dàpọ̀ mọ́ wa kẹ́kẹ́ mọ́ pín káàkiri fún àwọn ẹ̀mí láti àǹfààní ẹ̀ Fọṣọ Òjó lórúkọ mi Fẹ́ńdọ̀ yín obìnrin kìyín ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò fún tòní lórí ètò tòní ọgbàgbé lẹ́ẹ̀kan sáré padà wá ìwé ìròyìn The Punch Vanguard àti Daily Trust wà wájú.
àwítún asọ́kọ̀ tẹ̀ẹ̀ta tẹ̀ kó wa ààyè wa dà àfààyè ọpẹ́.
ó dá ẹja bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn kókó tó wà nínú ìròyìn ọ̀hún láàárọ̀ tó ní ìròyìn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ epo pẹtiróòlù ní wọ́n ìṣáájú mọ̀dí abájọ àwa Fẹ́ńdọ̀ yìí náà epo là ń lò tá a fi ń rìn ká. lórí ọ̀rọ̀ epo pẹtiróòlù iléeṣẹ́ elépo NNPCL ti padà gbà o lẹ́yìn ọ̀rẹ́yìn lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n tún wọ́n rọ̀ wọ́n tí àjọ ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ dá sí wọ́n láwọn ọmọ tajálẹ̀ epo kan fáwọn alágbàtà epo pẹtiróòlù ní náírà 5,000 náírà.
ok wọ́n máa ń sọ pé lẹ́yìn òkùnkùn bírímù
ìmọ́lẹ̀ àtàn ó dájú.
ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ ẹ bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ ti Tinubu ẹ sọ pé ó ti lọ kò sí ìmọ́lẹ̀ kankan tó lè tàn láyé ìṣèjọba Tinubu o torí nítorí wọ́n ní kó bọ̀ kó ní bọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò fẹ́ẹ̀ sí ọ̀nà àbáyọ kankan sí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tí ìṣe àti òǹṣe ẹnìkan ìlú sọ̀bẹ̀ ńgbà bá débi àjẹkẹ́ mi ni ó sọ.
ọjà bó ti mú yìí ni ẹni bùkẹ́lẹ̀ sọ́wọ́ inú ọbẹ̀ ní lọ tààrà o
ọbẹ̀ ìròyìn tí ò bá jábọ́ àmín.
ọbẹ̀ ìròyìn tó kà tán lélẹ́yìí igbákejì ààrẹ Kashim Shettima ó ní ẹ mọ̀mọ̀ dá wọn lóhùn ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn ìṣòro àsìkò yìí àwọn ìpèníjà àsìkò yìí yóò tó kákú o a ti ń ṣètò a ti ń ṣe ìpìlẹ̀ sílẹ̀ fún ètò ọrọ̀ ajé Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ pé yóò lè dúró lórí rẹ̀ tí ó dúró dáadáa tí ó dúró re tí nǹkan kan ò ní lè mí lẹ́sẹ̀ wò mọ́ ṣé rí gbogbo tàsìkò yìí ẹ̀mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ju yóò tó tán.
ok bó ti fẹ́ dàbí ìgbà pé foundation lílẹ̀ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ̀ wọ́n
àkọlé ọrọ̀ ajé náà
ni Kashim Shettima olùmọ̀ tún ṣe o ọmọ orílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà a ní ìmọ̀lára nípa kò bá ò le àìríjẹ àìrímu tí ń báwọn ènìyàn fẹ́ra lórí ṣùgbọ́n agun rẹ̀ ni o ẹ máa mọ ṣùgbọ́n kò sọ́nà àbáyọ míì ju pé ká máa tọ́ bá a ṣe ń tọ́ yìí lọ igbákejì ààrẹ ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
ṣé àwọn náà ń jẹ OOWA
àbí wọn náà lè mọ fíìlì ẹ̀kan mọ́ jẹ́ ọ̀tọ̀ ni pé kéèyàn jẹun ọ̀tọ̀ ni kéèyàn gbóòórùn bóyá ń gbóòórùn yín.
ẹni wọ bàtà tó fún ló mọ bí ṣe ń tà lẹ́sẹ̀. ó dá lágbo òṣèlú pẹ̀lú gbogbo tí ń fi lògbòlògbò tó rùn nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP lọ́wọ́ pàápàá lórí ọ̀rọ̀ adelé alága sílẹ̀ ńdó yìí ká mọ́ Damagun wọ́n ní gómìnà ṣèpàdé àjáwìrì nìyí.
kéèyàn náà bí ìpè Ondo ni níṣẹ́ gbọ́ òṣèlú méjì ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ náà ti gbéná wojú ara wọn o lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí gómìnà yóò pé òun sanwó àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ètò lẹ́jọ́.
nípínlẹ̀ Ondo ti wá bá bí wọ́n jọ onímọ̀kúdé sùn kan nígbà tí ó bá jẹ́ ọjọ́ kànlélọ́gbọ̀n síbi àwàyé wọ́n ti máa tẹ̀ka pìràpìrà nípínlẹ̀ Ondo yan gómìnà àjọ ilé ìdìbò bá ní wá o àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò gbogbo tí ó bàbá wa ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́jẹ́ kí wọ́n búra páwọn ò ní í ṣe ìgbè tàbí gbọ̀jẹ́.
ṣé tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ló kó di gómìnà tó yé ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èdò ó burú jáì ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́mùkẹ́ owó mílíọ̀nù ó pọ̀ ìlà iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá kó tó rí wọ́n yọ̀ǹda àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ wa tí wọ́n fi sí àhámọ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP ló sọ̀rọ̀ òkè.
mo ti gba ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo lọ sí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ó jọra wọn o nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì gómìnà wọn Oyèbánjí rèé ọkà gbádẹ sókè ó ló dúró ẹ̀gẹ́dàn ó mirí ó ní ẹ wò ògo fókọ lọ́hùn ó lóun náà mọ̀ dájú pé ìṣàkóso òun pèrègede ni wọ́n fi sọ pé kóun ó tún lọ sáà kejì yìí o ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀nà rẹ̀.
gómìnà ní ìwà gómìnà ìmọ̀wà bá ó sọ fún dókítà tó jẹ́ lábẹ́rẹ́ ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ń joyè JP jápa tẹ́ ń kó èdè Nàìjíríà àléébùdé mú balẹ̀ yìí o ẹ wá nǹkan ṣiṣẹ́ kí ìjọba náà kó sì gbèsè tó tọ́.
ó mà ṣe o kí ni ká ti pélé yẹ fún bẹ́ẹ̀dì aránsí àbáṣà sí àwọn ọmọkùnrin méjì kan rèé ìbátan ni wọ́n pè wọ́n ìkan ẹ̀gbọ́n ìkan àbúrò wọ́n ní aáwọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin wọn èdè àìyedè yọrí sí ìkan sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ múgò ńlẹ̀ àfipàkò ló jẹ́ múlẹ́gbẹ́ ìkejì o kódà kí lọ́n tó ṣú ti bòlẹ̀.
kó ló ń kó ṣáà ń wá àní ṣinú bí o omi náà tún ní o wọ́n ní kò tí ìmọ̀nú ọ̀ràn kan ọmọ tó ń bọ̀ mí o wọ́n ti mú ẹnìkan tó lọ gbé igbó fẹ́nìkan tí ń ṣẹ̀wọ̀n lọ́wọ́ lọ́gbà Kùjé nílùú Àbújá ní báyìí wọ́n ti ní yóò wí tẹnu rẹ̀.
ọ̀daràn mọ́ràn
yìí mú sàn.
ó dé nípínlẹ̀ Kánò arábìnrin kan rèé wọ́n ní kárẹ́ lọ pa àpàdọ́là ń gbọmọ ọdún mẹ́rìnlélọ́gbọ̀n ọdún méje gójì ìwà gbé Fúlàní wọ́n fọ̀rẹ́ fún ni ọ̀rẹ́ àwọn yóò lọ ọdún méje péré nínú àhámọ́ tẹ̀ ń pè lọ́gbà ẹ̀wọ̀n kó wàá tún san mílíọ̀nù kan náírà owó ìtanràn lórí ẹ̀sùn fífipá bá ọmọ ọdún 11 lò.
láyé òde òní nílẹ̀ wa ìfúlà 15
àbí 10
tàbí 10
ọmọ ọdún 10 sí gan ti mọ bí ṣe ń lọ.
ọgbọ́dọ̀ ti gbọ́n kọ́lọ́hún ṣàánú àní gọ̀. èyí náà ni àwọn kókó tí ń bẹ nínú ìròyìn tá a pè ní atótó àrèrè ẹja sáré dókè lọ ní kété tá a bá ti padà dé inú ìròyìn gan lẹ́ẹ̀tì bá wà tá a sì mọ̀ ọjà yín tán ẹ ṣé ò bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń wà. kì í káwọ́ padà kan sí ẹ̀sìn ṣe máa bá wọ̀ ẹ̀ wá ẹ̀pọ̀n láwọn ọ̀rọ̀ àpá.
ẹ máa gbá wa lójú pé ìbára gbogbo àti ìkànnì YouTube Western Spring TV tẹ́ẹ̀tì wò wá kẹ̀tù láǹfààní láti pín fún ẹlòmíín. ó yà wọ ẹja nìṣó torí àkókò àárọ̀ lọ́jọ́ ewúrẹ́ o bàbá yìí ń bọ́ lọ́sàn-án ìnáwó lẹ́mọ̀ bá rẹ̀. olórí epo pẹtirólù lè gbọ́kọ̀ ìṣáájú láàárọ̀ tòní nínú ìwé ìròyìn The Punch ọ̀wọ́n wọn ni lẹ́yìn ọ̀rẹ́ yìí tí wọ́n ti pè wọ́n tún lọ́sẹ̀ iye tí àjọ ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ DSS ti dá sí àìgbọ́rẹ́ tó lọ́wọ́ ẹgbẹ́ alágbó pẹtirólù ìmọ̀-àtẹ́lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ̀ PCL wọ́n ti wá gbà báyìí láti tajálẹ̀ pẹtirólù kan fún àwọn alágbàtà náà ní náírà 5,000 náírà ìyẹn 995 naira per litre gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìfìdímúlẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí àjọ ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ DSS ló pè pàdé láàrin igun méjèèjì tó sì bá wọn sọ ní tùbínú bí pé kí wọ́n jogun omi láàrin wọn ní báyìí ẹni tó jẹ́ igbákejì ààrẹ àpapọ̀ fún ẹgbẹ́ àwọn alágbàtà epo tí ò rọ̀gbọ̀kú lé ìjọba IPMAN Ahmad Fashola ló ṣàlàyé fáwọn oníròyìn pé lópin ìpàdé táwọn ṣe pẹ̀lú DSS iléeṣẹ́ NNPC ti wá gbà àjọ tó rí ìyẹlé owó pẹtiróòlù pé àwọn ọmọ ajálẹ̀ kan ní náírà 5,000 náà bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ti mímọ̀ pé bílíọ̀nù 10 náírà tó jẹ́ gbé ọrùn iléeṣẹ́ epo ọ̀hún tó ń jẹ àwọn táwọn jẹ́ alágbàtà pé wọ́n ti gbà kí wọ́n lọ fi ràn wọ́n fi gba epo tààrà láti ẹbu ìfọpo ti Dangote ṣe ìrántí ẹgbàgbé pé ẹgbẹ́ man ló ti lè kà tí wọ́n gbé dandan gbọ̀n ó ṣe táwọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ lórí táwọn gbé epo yíká àdéhà torí pé iṣẹ́ NNPC ẹ̀ jẹ àwọn lówó yàtọ̀ sí eléyìí wọ́n ní iye tí wọ́n ti fẹ́ máa tẹ̀ náà fáwọn wọ́n jù pé ṣe fààyè gbà láti lọ mọ́ ara o ẹ̀yìn ọ̀rẹ́ àjọ tẹ́lẹ̀ DS wá bá wọn dá sí kó má bàa tún ní aráàlú lára ju tó wà nílẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí lọ ní báyìí wọ́n ní iléeṣẹ́ elépo ọ̀hún ló ti wá gbà o láti mọ̀ ta fún wọn àti pé gbèsè tí wọ́n jẹ àwọn alágbàtà tí wọ́n lọ Dangote kí wọ́n fi ní báyẹn orí àwọn alágbàtà yóò wà tá nígbà tí wọ́n bá gbà á tà náà yóò wà jẹ́ 1,000 ó lé náírà 10,010 naira ìyẹn nígboro ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó gbogbo ibi tó bá ti wá gùn dé lówó ọ̀nà yóò tún bá a fa lé sí i àmọ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gangan 1,010 naira.
bí wọ́n ṣe máa ta ní ìsún.
bí wọ́n ti ń rìnnà ìgbà tí ó bá dérú Fìdítì ó ti lè mọ wọ bí tààrọ sẹ́yìn mo kọ béèrè ni
kò béèrè amọlẹ Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ wọn wá sí wọn lágbóni o inú ìròyìn Daily Trust mi padà sí báyìí pẹ̀lú bí kò bá ò létí wà lórílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ọ̀pọ̀ sọ ti jẹ àánú kò rọrùn ẹnu ó ní lẹ́yìn òkun wọ́n lé ó ní kì í bí títí bú ó ní kò àbáyọ kan bú lè yí ń gbé tí ó bá sọ fẹ́ yìn kakọ̀kọ̀ wò ó lè rẹ̀ bẹ́ ó ṣàlàgbòrùn pídì ìyẹ̀dẹ̀lẹ̀ mọ́dọ̀ òun ló ti sọ̀rọ̀ lórí bí ìkọ̀lẹ̀ wà lórílẹ̀‐èdè náà tó jẹ́ àti jẹ́ àmú kò rọrùn lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí tó jẹ́ pé ẹlòmíì 001 000 010 àbí 100 ìlọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín ó ní bá Tinubu ní òye ìwà ọ̀yọ̀ sí bó ti jẹ́ pé ilé nǹkan kà á ìṣèfàlú nìkan tó ti fi nǹkan rí hàn láti díje du ipò ààrẹ ló sọ̀rọ̀ náà ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ó mọ̀ sọ pé lẹ́yìn òkùnkùn ìmọ́lẹ̀ ó tàn ó ní tẹ́ ẹ bá ń sọ ẹ mọ̀jì ò jẹ́ láyé ìṣèjọba Tinubu torí pé ìmọ́lẹ̀ nínú òkùnkùn Tinubu ẹ sọ pé ó ti lọ ni o nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní gbogbo àtúnyí Tinubu tí wọ́n sì ìṣèjọba ó ní kò sí ọ̀kankan nínú wọn tó Tinubu òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ pé ebi bẹ ní pé ìkòsówó àti orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà wàhálà ti fẹ́ mú wọn ní ẹ̀mẹ́tán pátápátá lọ ó ní ṣùgbọ́n Tinubu ní gbogbo ìgbà nìkan ṣe àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ nǹkan tí yóò mọ̀ jẹ́ pé yóò tó mọ̀ yára kó tó máa lò ó nítorí náà ó ní pẹ̀lú bí nǹkan kárí lákòókò kí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà kí wọ́n kàn lọ fún balẹ̀ nítorí ó padà ó ní ṣètà ń lò wọ́n láyé Tinubu yìí kò sí ìmọ̀lẹ̀ kan ní òkùnkùn tí Tinubu ṣe ẹni ń ṣe ní wọ́ọ̀rọ̀ ìdè trust ìlú gbé jáde.
ẹ tún dànù ẹ kó dìdò ààrẹ ọmọdé ni láwa gbogbo táyé ọrọ̀ kíkẹ́ wa kọ́ dúró re kọ́lé ajá rẹ pẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ lórí ni o ẹ̀jẹ̀ àṣọ èmi kan mọ̀ làṣàmọ́ o igbákejì ààrẹ ló wí bẹ́ẹ̀ nínú ìwé ìròyìn Nigerian Tribune fún tòní ẹni tó jẹ́ igbákejì ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ti jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ ní bó ṣe fọwọ́ sọ̀yà gbágbágbá bí ẹni ọ̀rọ̀ dá lójú ó pe kinní ọ̀hún jáde tà bí ẹni porúkọ ara rẹ̀ tí ò kọsẹ̀ létè ni o ó ní ìpìlẹ̀ rere ìpìlẹ̀ tó dájú tí ò ní yigin ńlá wọn ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ fún ètò ọrọ̀ ajé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ pé nígbà táwọn bá ṣe tán iye ilé alájà tó bá wọ ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni ó lè mọ kọ́lé lórí ó ní falala báyìí lẹ́ẹ̀mọ yan lẹ́sìn mọ gbádùn bí ìranu ṣúgà ó jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ pé ìṣàkóso tó wà lóde lásìkò ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà èyí tí ọ̀gá tòun ìyẹn ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu ń darí lọ́wọ́ ló ń wá gbogbo ọ̀nà láti jẹ́ kí ọrọ̀ ajé Nàìjíríà kó dúró ore kó dúró tán yanyan tí nǹkan kan ò sì ní lè mí wò tàbí yẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ ó lóun ló fà á tẹ́ ẹ fi rí pé nǹkan rí bó ti rí lásìkò tá a wà yìí Shettima ló sọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀nyí di mímọ̀ nílùú Àbújá níbi ìpàdé àpérò ọgbọ̀n irú rẹ̀ ìyẹn tó jẹ́ ti ìgbìmọ̀ tó rí ṣètò ọrọ̀ ajé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lásìkò tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ńbẹ̀ ní Shettima sọ pé gbogbo ọ̀nà tí Tinubu ń gbà ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ báwo sà lọ ẹ̀ka ètò ọ̀gbìn ẹ̀ka ìpèsè ohun amáyédẹrùn ẹ̀ka ìpèsè àwọn ọjà tó fi mọ́ ẹ̀ka àwọn okòwò lórí ayélujára ó lè rí gbogbo ọ̀nà tí Tinubu àwọn yìí ó lè rí bákan lásìkò yìí ṣùgbọ́n lẹ́yìn ọ̀rẹ́yìn yóò padà dáa nítorí pé ìta ríro là á kọ́lá nígbà bá jiná tán ní ó doge bẹ́ẹ̀ bá sì rí ilé tí wọ́n ṣe rí gidi ẹ lọ́ọ́ rèé wò ó kí wọ́n tó kùn lọ́dà bàlàbàlà náà lórí ó nítorí rẹ̀ lásìkò tá a wà yé ó láwọn ń ṣe ìpìlẹ̀ tó dúró re tán fún ètò ọrọ̀ ajé Nàìjíríà ó nígbà tá a bá fi wá rí bíi ọdún 2035 ó lè rí i pé àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà tí wọ́n ń lọ bíi mílíọ̀nù 5.5 mílíọ̀nù náírà ṣe ni wọ́n ti mọ àwọn pìràpìrà tí wọ́n bá ka láokòwò ayélujára ó ní gbogbo àwọn tí Tinubu ṣe nìyẹn o tó jẹ́ pé ẹ bá kódà Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́ ẹ mọ̀ yan fanda bí ẹni tó gbogbo ayé ni nígbà tó wọ̀ ohun tó bá ti ní lórí ó wà nínú òwú dúró láti sọ fún gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà pé àwọn ń tẹ̀síwájú o tọkàn òun sì balẹ̀ wọ̀ bí ẹni lówó lápò tó lówó nù báàgì tó tún ní báǹkì pé ọrọ̀ ajé Nàìjíríà orí ìpìlẹ̀ tó dáa tó dúró re làwọn kọ sí lásìkò yìí ó kọ̀ lè bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àmọ́ láìpẹ́ yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rọrùn Shettima ló wí bẹ́ẹ̀.
kásá fọkàn sí 2035 ọdún bíi mọ́kànlá sísìn.
ló ti yà ká wọ́n sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà wọ́n lẹ́yìn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ̀ já fáfá gan ẹ̀ mọ̀ sí o.
àti àníkà yẹ àmọ́ rotí ibi tí ó tó dópin náà ni ọ̀run ó ṣàánú ìyà ò ní jẹ wá o. omi tún ní ìlànà igbákejì orílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà lèmi náà ti fẹ́ máa tó tọ́ka mọ́ àwa jẹ. a ní ìmọ̀lára bí ìyà ṣe ń jẹ àwọn ènìyàn tó ṣùgbọ́n àbújá kan ò sí lọ́rùn ọ̀pẹ o bá ti ṣe iná láṣẹ tí ó fi padà dá ọ níṣe ni ọ̀rọ̀ dàbí talẹ́sìn ìbágbè bí òṣèlégbò ni o látàrí bí igbákejì ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà Kashim Shettima bó ṣe gbè sẹ́yìn ìṣèjọba àpapọ̀ tó sì sọ wípé pọ́npọ́n yẹn táwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ń kojú lákòókò yìí ó ní ó yóò wáyé bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ní bó ti yé rí náà látàrí bó àwọn náà tó ń tún wọ́n sì ń bí ẹni sani o Shettima ó sọ̀rọ̀ yé tó kan tó ètò ọ̀rọ̀ ní àná ní Àbújá ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí í ṣègbè lẹ́yìn àlàkalẹ̀ ìṣe ìjọba àpapọ̀ èyí ó mú yé lé koko bí eyín afọ̀gùn fún àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà sọ wípé gbogbo ìtàn sì ń ṣe yìí wọ́n fẹ́ mú kí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé kó padà dáa náà sí ni o wọ́n ní bí ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé díta ríro ńlá kọlà nígbà tó bá di oge tán ní padà dùn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn náà sì ń sọ wípé ìlú mọ̀ ti sú àwọn o wọ́n ní ṣèbórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà náà là ń gbé tẹ́lẹ̀ táti jẹ àti mu tó wá fẹ́ le kokoko bí ojú ẹja lákòókò yìí tó sì ń bẹ ìṣèjọba pé kó wá nǹkan ṣe sí i ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí Shettima ó sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ké tẹ̀ yan ìlà ń gbọ́ kì í ṣe páàrí ṣùgbọ́n kò sọ́nà àbáyọ mi o ọ̀nà tá a gbégbà náà là ń gbé gbà yé ó ṣeé ṣe kó le níbẹ̀rẹ̀ ńgbà tó bá jiná tán ẹni ó padà dògè. ìwé ìròyìn ó gbé yìí ta.
èèyàn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ajẹ́kọ̀ọ́rin táwọn ọmọ kan ní pé bó bá da Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ǹjẹ́ níbẹ̀ o
bẹ́ẹ̀ nígbà ó bá da àmín
ọlọ́ọ̀jà yẹn
lọ fọkàn balẹ̀.
ó jẹ́ tọ́jú lẹ́yìn òní wọ́n sọ ojú ẹ̀ lámì. bóyá àmọ́ ti wà lágbọ̀n òṣèlú báyìí nínú ìwé ìròyìn Daily Trust wọ́n ní ohun tá a bá fẹ́ kó bàjẹ́ oníbà àti ṣe òṣùwọ̀n ní báyìí wọ́n ní àpapọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn gómìnà tìlú dìbò yàn sípò láti inú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party yẹn PDP wọ́n ti ṣetán láti jókòó ìpàdé lónìí gangan nítorí pé ìgbónágbòòrú là á jọ pẹ̀lọ́ bọ́bá ìtútù yóò fẹ́ mọ́ yìí tíkẹ́tíkẹ́ wọ́n ní lórí ọ̀rọ̀ awuyewuye tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ lásìkò yìí lórí àwọn tí ó jẹ́ adarí inú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party àwọn gómìnà tìlú dìbò yàn sípò inú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ọ̀hún wọ́n ní wọ́n pèpàdé pàjáwìrì kan lónìí láti pẹ̀kẹ́ lu ọ̀rọ̀ náà pàápàá jùlọ kí wọ́n lè mọ ibi tí wọ́n ti mú ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n fi kọ́ lọ́sẹ̀ tó kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ bá gbàgbé ẹ rántí pé igun kan nínú ìgbìmọ̀ amúṣẹ́yẹ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP ni àwọn sọ pé pẹ́pẹ́ sí àwọn wà nídìí bí wọ́n ṣe sọ pé kí Umaru Damagun tó jẹ́ adelé alága àpapọ̀ kó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kó lọ rọ́kúnlé bẹ́ẹ̀ sì rí àwọn igun míì sọ pé láyé kò sí ń tọ́jọ́ kó ní ìṣó ń bẹ̀ dìgbà tásìkò rẹ̀ ó pé wọ́n ń báyìí wọ́n ní igun mìíràn àwọn náà tún wá kéde pé Damagun o àtòun o àtẹni tó jẹ́ akọ̀wé àtàwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ olùgbaniníyànjú lẹ́ka òfin ní gbogbo wọn nìkan ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kí wọ́n lọ rọ́kúnlé tó fi mọ́ Débọ̀ Ológun àgbà tó jẹ́ agbẹnusọ wọn ní báyìí wọ́n ní ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìpàdé yìí òun náà ló ṣe kókó sí àwọn gómìnà náà kí wọ́n lè yanjú aáwọ̀ àti gbogbo tó ń rùn kò lè tán lẹ̀ ṣe ìrántí pé lọ́dún 2015 lásìkò ìgbà tí ọmọwé Iyorchia Ayu tó jẹ́ alága ni wọ́n yan Damagun pé nígbà tí Ayu ti kú bẹ́ẹ̀ òun ó tiẹ̀ dúró náà kó mọ̀ ṣàkóso kí ipò náà kó máa ṣòfò ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ wá fẹ́ dàbí ẹni pé ẹni wọ́n ní kó fìdí ẹ̀ tó wá kúkú ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ tó gba gbogbo àga tó fi kalẹ̀ sí wọ̀ ni o tí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí tí wọ́n ló sì ti ń bí onírúurú nǹkan láàrin àwọn ìkàn nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP wọ́n wá jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ báyìí pé lónìí nípàdé pàjáwìrì yóò wáyé láàrin àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ gómìnà nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP kí wọ́n tiẹ̀ mọ̀ ọ̀nà owó gan ni àwọn ò gbé gbà pàápàá bó ti wá pín yẹlẹyẹlẹ tí igun kan ń bẹ lẹ́yìn Damagun tí àwọn igun mìíràn sì sọ pé láyé kọjọ́ àfi dandan kó kúrò nípò náà.
ìpínlẹ̀ Ẹdó òní mi gbà lọ báyìí nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP náà sì ni o a san òbítíbitì owó fún iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ní kó tó di pé wọ́n yọ̀ǹda àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ wa ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alágbòrùn PDP ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ẹdó ó náà ti fi ẹ̀sùn kan iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá wọ́n ní owó tí ó tó mílíọ̀nù 64 náírà ìyẹn 64 million naira ìlà wọ́n san fún iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ṣáájú kó tó di pé wọ́n yọ̀ǹda àwọn ènìyàn wọn tí wọ́n pé lọ́nà àìtọ́ pàápàá jùlọ nípa kí wọ́n máa fi ẹ̀sùn tí ò lẹ́sẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ kàn wọ́n ṣáájú ètò ìdìbò gómìnà èyí tó wáyé ní oṣù tó kọjá ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ẹdó gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága ẹgbẹ́ náà ìyẹn Anthony Azegbemi bí ó ti ṣe àlàyé níbi ìpàdé àwọn oníròyìn tó wáyé nílùú Benin lánàá níbẹ̀ ló ti fi ẹ̀sùn kan iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ó ní púpọ̀ nínú àwọn ọlọ́pàá alẹ̀ yìí ló ti gbà bọ̀dẹ̀ tó sì jẹ́ pé tí ìjọba tó bá ti sọ pé wọ́n ó ṣe nìkan ni wọ́n ó ṣe o gẹ́gẹ́ bí ó ti sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní tẹ́ ò bá gbàgbé àwọn ọlọ́pàá he àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP kó bó bí ẹni hèrà lákòókò ìdìbò gómìnà tó wáyé ní oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún èyí tá a wáyé nípa àwọn ẹ̀sùn tí ò lẹ́sẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ pé wọ́n pa ìsìpẹ́kítọ̀ ọlọ́pàá kan o wọ́n tó pa ẹnìkan o wọ́n tó dàbí kan rú àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni o wọ́n mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ fi ọ̀rọ̀ náà fẹ́ fi he àwọn tí wọ́n mọ̀ pé yóò ṣe àǹfààní fún ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP wọ́n fi kó wọn kúrò ńlẹ̀ ni o àti láti fi dẹ̀rù bà wọ́n ó ní kó wá tó di pé wọ́n gba béèlì wọn owó tí ó tó mílíọ̀nù 64 million naira ó ní wọ́n san ó ní kẹ́sì wàá mọ̀ wò ó ìdánilójú bẹ̀ ní pé ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá tó ń jó lórí omi onílù rẹ̀ ń bẹ nísàlẹ̀ odò tí ṣẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ lákòótán nígbà tí yóò mọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ló wá ṣe àlàyé pé àkókò ti tó láti lè jẹ́ kí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP kí wọ́n rẹ́sẹ̀ walẹ̀ kí wọ́n sì gbé ìgbésẹ̀ yìí tó tọ́ ó ní yàtọ̀ sí èyí àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó bá tọ́ lẹ́ka ètò ààbò àtòṣèlú kan gbé nílẹ̀ yìí kó mọ̀mọ́ lọ di pé àmọ́ bá lọ báyìí nítorí pé kò dá iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá wọ́n ṣe ó kù díẹ̀ káàtó ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP ló fẹ̀sùn kàn wọ́n nípínlẹ̀ Edo.
ó já kúrò ní àbẹ̀hún kẹ́mi náà mọ́ ọ lọ sí ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo àmọ́ yàtọ̀ síra wọn Edo Ondo ọ̀tọ̀ lórìn.
èmi náà tún bá ọ lórí.
nínú ìwé ìròyìn Daily Trust ní báyìí pẹ̀lú bí wọ́n ṣe ń kájọ níkọ̀ọ̀kan ìjèjì tí wọ́n súnmọ́ ọjọ́ 16 oṣù kọkànlá ètò tó lè gbé wọn ẹni tó fún àrùn fún ìjọba láṣẹ tàbí gbọ̀jẹ̀gẹ́ fún ẹnikẹ́ni nínú ìròyìn tí Daily Trust ti kọ síta ni wọ́n ti jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ báyìí pé ó di dandan gbọ̀n o kí àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò tí ó bá kópa nínú ètò ìdìbò ọ̀hún kí wọ́n búra kí wọ́n sì ṣèlérí pé àwọn ò ní gbọ̀jẹ̀gẹ́ tàbí gbèsẹ́yìn ẹnikẹ́ni àbí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú bí kò ṣe pé kí wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ wọn bó ṣe tọ́ àti bó ti yẹ eléyìí ló di mímọ̀ látẹnu ẹni tó jẹ́ alákòóso àjọ elétò ìdìbò nípínlẹ̀ Ondo arábìnrin Olúwatóyìn Balọlá lásìkò tó ń bá àwọn oníròyìn ń fọ̀rọ̀ jẹ́wọ́ nílùú Àkúrẹ́ tó jẹ́ olúìlú ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo lánàá ó jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ pé nínú àwọn ètò ìdìbò tó ti máa ń wáyé sẹ́yìn ni wọ́n máa ń fẹ̀sùn kàn pé níṣe làwọn agbófinró gan àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò gan wọ́n ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ láti ṣèrú wọ́n ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ láti da ìbò rú wọ́n ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ láti ṣe tí ò tọ́ lásìkò ìbò wá ní ti àsìkò yìí ó ní òun ń tẹnu mọ́ pé gbogbo àwọn ikọ̀ aláàbò tó bá wá yálà wọn jẹ́ àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ ojúpó àbọ̀rẹ́là ní gbọ́dọ̀ ṣetán láti búra pé àwọn òjò lóòótọ́ o àwọn ò ní gbọ̀jẹ̀gẹ́ àbí ṣe ohun tó lè da àlàáfíà rú ṣáájú lásìkò tàbí lẹ́yìn ètò ìdìbò náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí alákòóso àjọ elétò ìdìbò ń ṣe sọ ó ní gbogbo ẹ̀tọ́ tó yẹ kí àjọ INEC ó lòun ti ṣe o kódà gan àwọn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fún gbogbo àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjàbọ̀ tábà pé báyìí ọ̀nà tàrẹ́ kí gbogbo kó sàlẹ̀ dúró re ni ó ní kò wá ní dáa ó wá jẹ́ pé àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò yóò wá mọ́ yọ àpò táwọn ti dì yóò mọ́ yọjò lẹ́yìn tí nǹkan fi wá yíwọ́ ó nítorí eléyìí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe tán o láti jẹ́jẹ́ kí wọ́n búra pé a ní ṣègbè o a ṣiṣẹ́ wa lórí ètò ààbò ó sì jẹ́ ètò ààbò nìkan so.
kí wọn ò fi búra o Ògún ni àbí Ṣàngó.
yín ò nìkan làwà tí ì mọ o bóyá kí wọ́n lo owó náírà.
ok ó kàn fowó búra bíi ti bóun ó ti ṣe tí wọ́n kàn sọ pé táwọn bá sì ṣe o kówó jìnnà sàn.
káwọn mọ rówó àbí káwọn mọ rówó gbà wọn láyé o kò sẹ́ni tí ò fẹ́ gbowó.
ó ti yé mi. ìrọ̀lẹ́ náà ilẹ̀ Ondo ilé náà ni mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí Ayédàtiwa ti ṣe gómìnà àtẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alátakò wọ́n mọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ̀kò ọ̀rọ̀ lura wọn kó bá kó lórí bí gómìnà ti ní òun ọmọ owó oṣù àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tó kéré ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alákò ní Ondo gbé òṣèlú àtòrùn pírì wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní dá gómìnà lọ́wọ́ Ayédàtiwa lẹ́bi nípa bí bó ṣe fa sísan òṣìṣẹ́ tó jù nígbà tí ètò òdìbò gómìnà oṣù kan ó ní àlùwàlá ológbò ọgbọ́n àti kẹrànjẹ ní Ayédàtiwa ní ọjọ́ àbúta níbi polongo níbẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ ti kéde pé owó àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìyẹn náírà mẹ́rùn-ún lọ́nà àárín ó mẹ́ta sí 3,000 naira ló wọ́n san fún àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí owó oṣù èyí tó kéré jù tí ẹ ò bá gbàgbé ní oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún yìí ní ìjọba àpapọ̀ àtàgbé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ni wọ́n fẹnu kò pé ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà àádọ́rin náírà 70,000 naira ẹni kí wọ́n máa san o lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí gómìnà ti wá sọ pé òun ti gbà láti máa san 73,000 naira nígbà tí ó ń ṣe ìpolongo òdìbò ìlú àǹfà tí ẹgbẹ́ alátakò fi wá sọ wípé kí ló dé tí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC àti gómìnà tí wọ́n sọ ètò òdìbò tàbí ètò bí ìlú yóò ṣe rí ayé gbé di ètò òṣèlú tí wọ́n sì fẹ́ mọ́ fi búrẹ́dì káwọn èèyàn lọ́bẹ̀ jẹ wọ́n ní gbogbo èyí ọ̀nà láti lè gbèrú ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo látẹ̀yìn ni ó ló mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ takuntakun làwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ń ṣe ní ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan ó ní ìjọba tí ò máyé wọn lọ́kùnkúndùn nígbà tí ó ti wà lórí àlééfà látọjọ́ pípẹ́ tó wá kùbélé ń já ìlú wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kéde pé òun ọmọ san iye owó kan ó ní ètò òṣèlú lásán tàbí ọgbẹ́ ẹ̀wẹ́ tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú òṣèlú ẹni gómìnà ń wù níwà ó ló sì kù díẹ̀ káàtó kó stop ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí pé kò dáa ìwé ìròyìn Punch ìlógbélé yìí ta.
ó dá èmi ń lọ sí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì àmọ́ iyán kọjá oúnjẹ àkànjú jẹ ẹ jẹ́ á lọ kábọ̀ wá tá a bá jẹ́ àwọn iṣẹ́ kan fún yín ká. Èkó Lagos Èkó akéte ìlú ọgbọ́n Èkó akéte ìlú ìmọ̀ ọmọ ọlọ́gbọ́n dorí ẹja mú àwọn òmùgọ̀ yìí mú ní ẹni dé tí ògbọ́n rẹ̀ dọ̀rùn kejì ẹni tó tẹ ìṣẹ́ridó tó sì kọ́kọ́ gbé ibẹ̀ lọ́dún 1699 ló jẹ́ ọdẹ tí orúkọ rẹ̀ ń gún fún mi níre ọmọ ọba ìlú Ilé-Ifẹ̀ ní í ṣe ó máa ń ṣọdẹ lọ síbẹ̀ láti Ifẹ̀ ó sì pàgọ́ tó ti máa ń sinmi ṣáájú kó tún tó lọ bẹ ilé rẹ̀ wò. nígbà tó yá àwọn ọdẹ mìíràn wá darapọ̀ mọ́ láti ṣọdẹ nínú igbó yìí ni wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣọdẹ tí wọ́n sì ń pọ̀ sí i pẹ̀lú àwọn ènìyàn wọn. báyìí ni wọ́n ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní tàn kálẹ̀ tó fi dé gbogbo ibi tí Èkó fẹ̀ dé lónìí. ìlú Èkó ìlú ńlá ìlú Èkó yìí ni ibùdó agbára ìṣàkóso ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà wà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí pàápàá lásìkò ìjọba amúnisìn ṣáájú ọdún 1991 tí wọ́n gbé lọ sílùú Àbújá. Èkó àdèlé ọmọ agun àgẹ̀rẹ̀ Èkó ọmọ afíjú wọjà arìn gbẹ̀ndẹ́kẹ́ ọ̀bùn wọjà páṣíọ̀ṣíọ̀ ẹ̀yọ̀ ní bàbá Èkó àríjbí ọba Èkó ọmọ odò tí ò ṣeé yájú sí Èkó arómi sá lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀.
gbẹ́gun ò bá jáde mọ̀rìnwó lákọ́kọ́ yóò gé tí wọ́n dúdú ẹ̀sẹ̀ àti wọ́n lò rẹ̀ wá pẹ̀lú ọmọ ní ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ yìí sílẹ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ yìí sílẹ̀ gbòòrò kan sí ìdí òní àrùn ẹ̀mọ́ ẹ̀sọ́ òun nílẹ̀ ọ̀ní wọ́n mẹ́rin ìdí òní ti rí kẹ́ wọ́n sọ fún yín pé ẹ máa wọ ẹ̀
a tún kí yín káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ sì ṣeun bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bá wa wò ó tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ìkànnì alálùbáríkà yìí Western Spring Television ẹ tún darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní gbogbo àwọn ìtàkùn ayélujára pátápátá tẹ́ ẹ bá tíbẹ̀ yẹn ẹ sójú ẹ ń bá wa ń bẹ̀ ẹ tẹ̀ sójú rẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ tẹ̀ kan lẹ̀.
ẹ dákun ẹ kọ sí orí ìlà ni o torí èmi ò wé tó tún ń lọ títẹ̀ bó o.
ọ̀dà mo rò pé ká gbé
àwọn ni wọ́n tẹ̀yàn lójúmọ́ ó dà mo ti.
kán tẹ̀ sójú rẹ̀
kò sí wàhálà
kì í ṣe ká tẹ̀ lójúmọ́lẹ̀ ẹ tẹ̀ sójú rẹ̀ ni ẹjọ́ kan lẹ̀ pátápátá.
mo rà sí olóòní jó tẹ̀tẹ̀ kú tẹ̀.
ó
yá èmi lọ ilé Èkìtì lẹ́ẹ̀kan.
ọba múyán bọ̀.
kò sí wàhálà àmọ́ sábà àkótà yìí gbogbo nǹkan náà ni ó dà gbogbo nǹkan ló ti yàtọ̀ torí ẹ̀mí ọmọ bóyá ó sì ń jẹyọ bíi ti jó ní
tó mọ̀ ní
mo kàn dé burúkú kó mọ̀ sí àkìlà
bẹ́ẹ̀
nínú ìwé ìròyìn Tribune Èkìtì ní báyìí gómìnà Oyèbánjí ti jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ pé ó fi hàn pé ìṣàkóso òun ṣe dáadáa tó ń pèrègèdè lókè èèyàn máa sọ lọ́tún ló sì pé gómìnà tún padà wá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí lọ́dún 2020 gómìnà Ọdún Oyèbánjí ti Èkìtì ló sọ̀rọ̀ mímọ̀ lásìkò jọ̀wọ́ pẹ̀lú ìròyìn ètò tí wọ́n gbé lásàmì sí ọdún àkọ́kọ́ rẹ̀ lọ́fíìsì gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà nípìnlẹ̀ Èkìtì gẹ́gẹ́ bí Oyèbánjí ṣe wí ó ní òun mọrírì gbogbo àwọn ọmọ bíbí ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì àwọn olùgbé kódà àwọn tó ń bẹ lókèèrè tí wọ́n ń gbúròó lé pé ẹ ṣé o bí ẹ ṣe mọrírì òun tẹ̀sí ń tẹnumọ́ pé kóun ó tún padà wá wọ́n nítorí àwọn ìdàgbàsókè tí ìṣàkóso òun ti gùn lé láàrin bíi oṣù 24 yìí ó ní kò kéré tí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì tilé toko náà sì ti mọ̀ pé Oyèbánjí ò bá tẹ̀lé wá pọ̀ òun ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́fíìsì ó ní ṣùgbọ́n kinní kan lòun fẹ́ kí gbogbo wọn mọ̀ pé ohun gbogbo ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ orí ó sì wà lọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè ó ní gẹ́gẹ́ bíi Kristẹni ó lóun nígbàgbọ́ nínú Bíbélì tó jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run oníbì kan sì wà nínú Bíbélì tó kọ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé eré ìje kìí ṣe tẹni tó fẹ́ àbí tèèyàn tó lè yára kó sáré kàbàkàbà bí kò ṣe ti Ọlọ́run tó ń fi àánú hàn ó ní àkọ́kọ́ ni pé Ọlọ́run ò tí ì kọ sóhun pé Oyèbánjí bó bá ṣe sáà ọdún 4 tán tún lọ fún sáà ọdún 4 mìíràn ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ sì rí ẹ mọ́ gbàgbé pé ìtọ̀sẹ̀ ló lọ̀yọ́ kódà gbogbo òlú ló lójú ọ̀nà tí wọ́n ń rìn sí o ó ní ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú òun náà ó ní wọ́n láṣẹ láti sọ pé bóyá òun lòun ti jọ mọ òye wọn ní 2026 àbó òun kọ́ ó ní tó nǹkan mọ̀ dájú ni pé òun ti wà lẹ́nu oko ọdún 4 àkọ́kọ́ yìí o ó lóun ó rí dájú pé òun ò mọ̀ tẹ̀síwájú ní gbogbo ẹ̀ka jẹ̀ka láti mú kí inú àwọn èèyàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì ó dùn gẹ́gẹ́ bí inú wọn ti ṣe ń dùn látọdún 2 sẹ́yìn léyìí tóun ti wà nípò bíi gómìnà ó ní àmọ́ àní ò sí mọ́ o kò ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ nílò ká mọ júwe fún yàn pélẹ̀ tí mọ́ ó ló fi hàn pé ìṣàkóso òun pèrègèdè òun gbìyànjú òun fakọyọ ló jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn máa sọ pé ó yá Oyèbánjí tún lọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ìwọlá tó fẹ́ mọ́ jírí gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà nípínlẹ̀ Èkìtì.
ọ̀rọ̀ ìròyìn míì tó wá láti ọ̀dọ̀ tèmi ìwé ìròyìn Daily Trust òun ni mo ti gbé jáde gómìnà kan ló ti rọ àwọn tó jẹ́ nọ́ọ̀sì alábẹ́rẹ́ ó ní kí wọ́n dẹ́kun à ń jápa nítorí pé ó mú àkóbá bá orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà gómìnà Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri èyí ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kọminú tòǹtòde lórí bí àwọn tó wà lẹ́ka ètò ìlera lẹ̀yẹ tí wọ́n ti ń jápa tí wọ́n rò lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lákòókò yìí ó ní gbogbo àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí wàhálà gbáà ìní mú wa o ó ní eré ipá à ń já pàyé tí ọ̀bá mọ́ bíkùmọ̀ yóò padà bí kóńdó lẹ́ka ètò ìlera nítorí pé gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ àti àwọn míì nílẹ̀ yìí ò ní wàhálà ni yóò mọ fẹ́ dé bá nígbà tí lẹ́ka yóò mọ jẹ́ kí wàhálà òṣùbù tẹ ẹ̀ka ètò tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ètò ìlera nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ìdákòókò tó gbàlejò aṣojú àwọn tí ó jẹ́ nọ́ọ̀sì ẹgbẹ́ nọ́ọ̀sì ilẹ̀ yìí tí ó jẹ́ ti tọmọlẹ́yìn Kristi ní ààfin rẹ̀ lánàá gómìnà Fẹ́ntìrẹ ẹni tí olórí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fún Elgar Amos Sunday tó sojú fún ó ní ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ ni wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ wáwọ̀ kọfí sàdá nípa wíwá ojú sí bí àwọn nọ́ọ̀sì alábẹ́rẹ́ ilẹ̀ yìí bí wọ́n ti sọra wọn di JP tó ń kálukú já pa bí ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kan kì í ṣàdédé ṣe púpọ̀ àwọn tó ń jà ni wọ́n ń sọ orílẹ̀-èdè ọ̀gbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ látàkó ti jẹ́ pé àyè àti wàhálà ni wọ́n ń jí àwọn tí ó jẹ́ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ́ka ètò ìlera wọ́n gbé ètò ààbò sí fún un tó sì jẹ́ ìjọba ara rẹ̀ nínú ọ̀gá bí ẹ̀ka ètò ìlera ńlẹ̀ yìí bí ó ṣe rọgọ sí i ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n kàn ń ṣe é ní ẹtì ẹ̀rọ mi tó sì ń lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà wọ́n lélẹ́yìí gan ló fi fà á o ní nǹkan òfin tí àwọn ọlọ́run wá wò pé bílùú yìí òbí gboko bòmíì lọ ni o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gómìnà Fẹ́ntìrẹ wa sọ pé àwíjàre yín dá lóòótọ́ ṣùgbọ́n ìpínlẹ̀ Adamawa ló ti mú ohun gbogbo sàlóògùn láti lè jẹ́ kí ayé lè rọrùn gbé fún àwọn tí ní ìgbọ́n ètò àpapọ̀ àwọn nọ́ọ̀sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ àrò ìjọ àpapọ̀ àti àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ mìíràn pé kó kálukú kó gbé ìgbésẹ̀ kí ìyẹn ìgbọ́nù ètò ìlera kó di àtúngún kọ́bẹ̀rì ó sì di àtúnṣe kí gbogbo nǹkan kó lè dùn ún gbé káyé ó sì lè dùn ún gbé fún àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ètò ìlera nítorí náà ẹ̀yin náà dákun ẹ mọ̀mọ́ sálò pa yín mú òbá bá orí Nàìjíríà Adamawa sọ̀rọ̀ sókè.
ìpínlẹ̀ Kano ló wà báyìí nínú ìwé The Punch fún ọdún ní jọjọ torí bí abágbére ti ọgbọ́n bábábá àgọ́ àmọ́ ọdún ni òun ló sì fi ń pe ká ṣàkíyèsí pé ká mọ̀ fínú tan ẹnikẹ́ni pàápàá lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn àgbàyà tó ń wà kò tọ́ nípínlẹ̀ Kano ilé ẹjọ́ gíga ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó kò nílùú ìdájọ́ ẹ̀bù tó dá ó ti lánàá pé kí ẹni ọmọ ọdún mẹ́gbọ̀n Anasi Isa lọ́lọ́ ọdún méje nínú ọgbọ̀n fún ẹ̀sùn ìbálòpọ̀ pẹ̀lú ọmọ ọdún mọ́kànlá gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìròyìn náà wọ́n ní Isa yìí ló jẹ́ olùgbé agbègbè Damanawa Bayangidankalo èyí tó wà ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Turahuni ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kano wọ́n ní ẹ̀sùn kan dondo tó wà wájú rẹ̀ náà ni pé ó lo ọgbọ́n àlùmọ̀kọ́rọ́ yìí láti tan ọmọ kékeré tó sì bá ní ìbálòpọ̀ adájọ́ Shuaibu wá pàṣẹ pé kò sí àyè fún o láti sanwó ìtanràn olówó ìtanràn tí ó san òun ní mílíọ̀nù kan náírà láti fún ìyá ọmọ ọ̀hún pé kí wọ́n fi tọ́jú ọmọ náà padà kó sì lọ lo ọdún méje gbáko nínú ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n ṣáájú àjọ NAPTIP nípínlẹ̀ Kano tí fa ọkùnrin náà lọ síwájú ilé ẹjọ́ wọ́n sì ṣàlàyé pé ní ọjọ́ 5 oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2024 yìí ni arákùnrin Isa ló tan ọmọdébìnrin ọmọ ọdún mọ́kànlá náà tó jẹ́ ọmọ sí alájọgbélé rẹ̀ ló tan wọnú yàrá ìyàwó tiẹ̀ tó sì fipá ní ìbálòpọ̀ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ wọ́n ní ní ìgbà kan ṣoṣo ń ló ṣe léyìí nínú yàrá ìyàwó tiẹ̀ wọ́n ní ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ míì ló wá mú ọmọ ọ̀hún lọ sínú ilé àkọ́kù kan níbi tó ti bá lò pọ̀ kódà wọ́n ní bó bá ṣe ṣe tán gẹ́gẹ́ bí àlàyé tí wọ́n ló sọ fáwọn ọlọ́pàá wọ́n ní yóò fún ọmọ ọ̀hún ní 20 náírà yóò fún ní búrẹ́dì àti ẹ̀pà pé kó pa ẹnu rẹ̀ mọ́ ṣùgbọ́n lẹ́yìn ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn awó padà yá o ni wọ́n fi wá mú ọmọ ọ̀hún lọ fún àyẹ̀wò tó sì fi hàn pé lóòótọ́ àti ọ̀rọ̀ tí Isa fúnra rẹ̀ sọ fáwọn agbófinró pé ó ní ìbálòpọ̀ kò tọ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ wọ́n ní ṣe ló máa ń sọ fọmọ òun pé kó wá bá òun wo nǹkan nínú yàrá ìyàwó òun tí ó sì lọ rèé bá ní ìbálòpọ̀ ilé ló wá mú kí adájọ́ Shuaibu kó sọ pé kó lọ lu ọdún méje nínú ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n o láì sáàyè fún ìtanràn ṣùgbọ́n kó wá mílíọ̀nù kan náírà tí yóò fún ìyá ọmọ náà kí wọ́n lè fi tọ́jú ọmọ kó lè padà bọ̀ sípò.
kọ́lọ́n kó dáhùn kó ṣàánú ká mójútó àwọn ọmọ wa
ó ṣe kókó
kíjọba náà sì gbá àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó kí jíyà tó lóòrìn kó wà fún ìfipábánilòpọ̀ ọmọ tó fipá bọ̀ ẹ̀mí ọ̀nà kan náírà ọ̀dà tó bàjẹ́
lára rẹ̀ àti tí ó mú kó bá ọpọlọ rẹ̀ gbogbo ìgbà tí ó bá rántí.
ẹ dákun torí Ọlọ́run ràn wá láwa tá à ń ṣe náà ẹja dẹ́kun rẹ̀ o
àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe àwọn sì kóra rẹ̀ mọ́
inú bí mi ni
ọ sọ pé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ bá ń ṣe o
ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ bá ń ṣe dákun ẹja jẹ́wọ́ èèwọ̀ ìwọ lẹ ń jẹ o
ọkọ ẹ̀rí yíra rẹ̀ la
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ṣe ń jẹ èèwọ̀ ni o ìwọ lẹ ń jẹ o
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àṣẹ ìjókòó abẹ́ rẹ̀.
ẹ dákun mí náà tún yín ìròyìn tó wá láti ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n náà sì tún lélẹ́yìn náà o níṣẹ́ wọ́n tẹ abẹ́rẹ́ kan lákò tó gbé igbó lọ fún ẹnìkan èyí tó ń ṣe ẹ̀wọ̀n lọ́wọ́ ní ọgbà àtúnṣe Kùjé arábìnrin kan kódà omidan ni Ichoma Franca ó ní wọ́n ti bá igbó lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ní ọgbà Kùjé lákòókò tó fẹ́ lọ gbé igbó fún ẹnìkan èyí tó jẹ́ pé ó ń ṣẹ̀wọ̀n lọ́wọ́ nínú ọgbà àtúnṣe náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ti ṣe àlàyé ìgbàlọ́wọ́ ọ̀hún ló ra róbóróbó tó sì kó sínú káàsìkìtì pẹ̀lú àwọn ohun mímu àti nǹkan míì èyí tó fẹ́ fi tan àwọn tí ó jẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ níbẹ̀ tàn jẹ ní ìbámu àti lè rò pé nǹkan gbé wá lábẹ́ ẹ̀sà pátá ó ti gbowó bò náà tí wọ́n fi ojú arákùnrin ọ̀hún léde ìyẹn Frank ó ní kẹ́sì mọ́ wo kì í ṣèdéédé sọ pé òun lòún rárá òun o ó ní arákùnrin kan tí orúkọ rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Daniel ló sọ fún òun pé ẹ̀gbọ́n òun kan ń bẹ ní àhámọ́ Miracle Amechi tó jẹ́ pé ọgbà àhámọ́ tó wọ̀ òun kò gbómú ayò òsì bẹ̀ lòun fi wá wí pé láti ta kóun tètè fi igbó sọwọ́ sí o lákòókò tára fífẹ́ gbé igbó àti àwọn nǹkan míì wọlé èyí tó gbé igbó sísàlẹ̀ rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ti tẹ̀ ẹ́ báyìí ìjọba ti fi léde pé ìgbésẹ̀ tó gbé yìí ó tako òfin wọ́n ní ọ̀daràn mọ̀ràn ni ẹyẹ tí mu sàn nítorí náà yóò jẹ́jọ́ tó sì jẹ́ pé ibi tí igi ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ bá wó sí yóò faramọ́ ni.
àfàgò kẹyìn àparò
nítorí wọn wà lójú ń rí ọ.
ẹ jẹ́ ń fi yín náà tẹ̀lé nínú ìwé ìròyìn The Punch ẹ fún leléyìí àbẹ́ẹ̀dì ẹ jẹ́ àna sùúrù sí o pàápàá ìbínú tẹ́ rí hùn kọmọrẹsẹ̀ dúró èèyàn tó bá bí nìkan mọ̀ọ́rẹ́sẹ̀ tiẹ̀ tilẹ̀ wọ́n ní aáwọ̀ kan ló bẹ́lẹ̀ láàrin àwọn méjì tí wọ́n jẹ́ ìbátan wọ́n ní àwọn ọkùnrin méjèèjì ọ̀hún Ibrahim Ganiyu àti ìbátan rẹ̀ Isaki ní ọ̀rọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí lẹ́yìn àárọ̀ àná tọ́rọ̀ sì dìran mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ kódà wọ́n ní nǹkan bíi méjì òwúrọ̀ àná ọjọ́ Ajé ní ọ̀rọ̀ láàrin àwọn méjèèjì o tó sì di aáwọ̀ gidi débi tí wọ́n sọ ẹ̀mí ìkànnù ẹni tó jẹ́ alukoro iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá nípínlẹ̀ Èkó Benjamin Hundeyin ló ṣàlàyé pé àfúrásì tó wà lákàtà àwọn báyìí ní Afeez ló jẹ́ pé wọ́n nígbà tí aáwọ̀ àìgbọ́ra-ẹniyé tó wà láàrin òun àti Ganiyu tó jẹ́ ìbátan rẹ̀ ló sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ló mú ìgò kan o àfipárá lọ́fọ́gò mọ́lẹ̀ tó sì fi dẹ́mu pin lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ èkejì rẹ̀ kódà wọ́n ní lójú ẹsẹ̀ làwọn èrò ti pélé wọn lórí tí àwọn agbófinró náà sì ti débẹ̀ tí wọ́n ya ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwòrán tó fi hàn pé pẹ̀lú ìbínú ló fi mú ìgò náà tó fi ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ tó gún ìbátan rẹ̀ pa wọ́n ní àwọn ọlọ́pàá ti gbìyànjú pé ẹjá gbé òkú yìí lọ ká lọ ṣàyẹ̀wò sí ká tiẹ̀ mọ̀ bóyá nǹkan míì ń bẹ lára rẹ̀ àbí ìgò tí wọ́n gún iná ló gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ wọ́n ní ṣùgbọ́n àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí sọ pé rárá pé mùsùlùmí ni pé n tó tọ́ súnà ni pé bó bá ti jáde láyé bá òun káwọn ó sìn bóòrùn bá ti bá wọ̀ níwọ̀n ìgbà tó ṣẹlẹ̀ látàárọ̀ lójú ẹsẹ̀ ni wọ́n ní wọ́n yọ̀ǹda òkú ẹ̀ fáwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí láti lọ sìn nílànà ẹ̀sìn Islam ṣùgbọ́n èyí ìbátan rẹ̀ Ganiyu ó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ó wà lákàtà agbófinró tí ń wò pàkópàkó ń bẹ̀ ó pinnu ló bí wọn o lásìkò èdè àìyedè.
kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú wa wọ́n sì máa ní inú bíbí iṣẹ́ mi ò ẹ dákun jámọ̀ sí jẹ́jẹ́.
bí yorùbá níwà tún ṣe èdè lóde òdò kéèyàn onírònú kó rọra tutù jẹ́jẹ́ rẹ.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kí wọ́n bá lọ gọ̀
gbàgbọ́ pọ̀ ọkọ̀ sára yé ṣe.
ẹ wo ẹ ṣeun tí ẹ bá wa wò ó tẹ́ ẹ sì darapọ̀ mọ́ wa débi tá a dé yìí nítorí táwọn bá ti ń kúrò ní àwọn ètò yòókù lọ́lọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan yóò mọ̀ tẹ̀léra wọn ní back to back ẹ ṣeun o bẹ́ẹ̀ la sì dúpẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bá wa gbọ́ tẹ̀ ń bá wa wò ó àwọn tí ìkànnì ti ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ ọ̀hún pátápátá ẹ lè bá wa wò ó kẹ́ ẹ tún sí ààrẹ kó lè tún dé àwọn bòmíì Western Spring Television ó náà lélẹ́yìí Múyìwá Àfọlábí lórúkọ tèmi ìyókù tún dọ̀la tẹ́ tó máa pàdé wa.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kó tó di pé a máa lọ lórí ètò fún tòní akọ́mọ̀nà wa náà ni pé má torí bójú ọjọ́ ṣe rí lásìkò yìí láti hùwà bàjẹ́ torí bá lọ àbọ̀ wá o Fọlúṣọ́ Òjó ló kọ mi fẹ́ńdọ̀ yín obìnrin ló ń kí i
fẹ́ńdọ̀ yín ọkùnrin rẹ̀
kẹ́ ẹ̀ ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ rere ẹ̀ di lọ́la o.
When one asks you how are you and you said you're saying I'm alive, it's very annoying. Seriously, how are you? I'm fine. I feel I'm fine will be the right answer instead of I'm alive. Not that I asked you if you're dead before.
Go and check all these 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, everybody, they are extraordinarily sexually active.
I feel is being unnecessarily hyper when it comes to the issue of sex, because we talk about
Sign up is the Wild Wild West. And Western Spring Television is pulling out all options on every of the fun and happenings around. Yup, we've got covered because your girls got all the juiciest tidbits and entertainment news from around the world. Cross over to the politics. I'm equally as your e-century into every bit of the juicier news, fashion, music, movie updates, and other trending conversations. Together on the show, we'll get personal with your favorite celebrities via phone call, Zoom, or even live here in the studio. E-Century could be shown on your TV screen on Western Spring Television, channel 190, only on StarTimes.
Here are 5 amazing fun facts I bet you never knew about Christianity.
Number 1, there are over 2.4 billion Christians worldwide.
Amazing fun fact number 2. The Bible is one of the best-selling books of more than 100 million copies sold every year.
Most Christians believe in heaven and hell.
The Bible is the most translated book in the world, with more than 3,000 languages.
Amazing fun fact number 5. Most Christians throw science out of the window without realizing that most scientists are Christians. Hello, I am Pastor Steve Akinwumi.
And I am Dr. Adeoye Oyewole.
Join us as we highlight and discuss day-to-day issues pertaining to the day-to-day living of every Christian.
Issues in Christendom shows every Sunday on Western Spring Television, channel 190, only on StarTimes.
Evelyn Ohiole,
Hi.
King Eve, how are you today?
I'm good, I'm fine, I'm alive.
I really feel like she's not giving the right answer to the question. When one asks you, how are you? And you said, you're saying, I'm alive. It's very annoying, seriously. How are you? I'm fine. I feel I'm fine will be the right answer instead of I'm alive. Not that I asked you if you're dead before.
Go and check all these 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old, everybody, they are extraordinarily sexually active.
I feel is being unnecessarily hyper when it comes to the issue of sex, because we talk about other topics and he feels so reserved. He really doesn't have anything much to say when it comes to other stuff. But when it's the issue of sex, I believe he's being unnecessarily hyper. That's when I have to pick an issue with him. I mean, it's just being unnecessarily there when we're talking about sex. Just like a child, his mom just got him his favorite chocolate or ice cream, very happy, doing as though if he doesn't have sex for a day, he's going to die.
When it comes to finance, women also support their husbands financially. You need me emotionally. You need me spiritually.
Cassie is an amazing person, but the too much attached these things end up with money. If you go by the topic was who does marriage favors the most? I mean, know how many jobless women they marry every Saturday. They are saying it favors you. Are they vex so?
Growing up, when I was in the world, we've heard of
Who are you now?
Well, MC Too Much said he likes saying when I was in the world, and the last time I checked, but it looks a bit innocent facially, but deep down, he's actually out of this world. We're all in the world now, as long as you're alive.
Arrested, affected, sound. What way? Filming, confirmed. It's traveling now from the nest. Slowly arresting. The bodies. The bitter sweet for. Vast. Deal. A flesh. Get by the boss. There is and accepted as it is. Accept me. This is the news as it is.
The Sultanate House of Osman of the Dynasty, the Caliphate In the beginning of 19th century, Ahmadu Bello is the Northern People's Congress (NPC) as first political party in northern Nigeria and the round point in the region before independence. History will not forget Ahmadu Bello for his charisma and enthusiasm to provide the easy passage for his political administrative positions in Nigeria's post-independence era. The distinguished elder statesman demonstrated as his face on his country's 200 naira currency as one architects Nigeria's independence. Western Vision identified Ahmadu Bello as a watershed character in history.
Since assuming the mantle of leadership in Osun, the state of the Living Spring, Governor Ademola Adeleke has left no one in doubt about his avowed commitment to the overall development of the state. The footprints of his transformative agenda span through education, transportation, health, staff welfare, social infrastructure, among others. Leading a diary on Rave 1.7 and Western Spelling, Channel 190 Star Times ETT, with extra Adelke's development agenda for your listening and viewing pleasure. From the bustling market to innovative agricultural initiatives on the 30s of civil and retirees to cheers across the state of the spring about how Governor Adele's administration is driving the growth of the state. Stay informed and engaged. Living Gambia will deep to depth all projects to with healthcare, education, and other impactful strides being made across the state. Tune in every Wednesday on Western Spring Television at 6 p.m. and every Saturday on Rave 91.7 FM at exactly 2:30 p.m. You can follow us on all our social media platforms at Western Spring Television and at Rave 917 FM as we tell the story of how Governor Adeleke is shaping Osun into the beacon of development and opportunity.
Living Spring Update is a production of the Office of the Spokesperson to the Governor, Governor's Office, Oshogbo.
Our comedy is winning fans globally, but we are losing our wildlife to illegal bushmeat, and this is not funny at all. If we continue this way, we'll risk losing all our animals and leaving nothing behind for the generations to come. Tell your family and friends not to buy or sell illegal bushmeat, because protecting nature protects us all.
Here are 5 amazing fun facts I bet you never knew about Christianity.
Number 1, there are over 2.4 billion Christians worldwide.
Amazing fun fact number 2. The Bible is one of the best-selling books of all time. With more than 1,000.
Amazing fact number 5. Most Christians throw science out of the window without realizing most are Christians. I am Pastor Steve Akinwumi.
And I am Dr. Adeoye Oyewole.
Join us as we highlight and discuss day-to-day issues pertaining to the day-to-day living of every Christian.
Issues in Christendom shows every Sunday on Western Spring Television, Channel 190, only on Star Times.
This iconic African in white education. He was a star of freeborn, captured and sold into slavery. He was born in Oshogun, a native Yoruba is saying in Okun Axis Office. Samuel Ajayi Crowther was the foundation student of Fora Bay College, Sierra Leone, the foremost university where the pioneer set of native Africans were educated. Samuel Ajayi Crowther's greatest contribution to humanity was his translation of the Holy Bible into the Yoruba language. The man who authored the Yoruba dictionary was also credited with the translation of English classic hymns into Yoruba and the Ekwere languages. Samuel Ajayi Crowther's private residence in Badagry, incidentally the first-story building in Nigeria, is an archival museum dedicated to the memory of Africa's first bishop. Western Spring Television identifies Samuel Ajayi Crowther as a watershed character in history.
And spread your out. Put something your mother passes around. You will go your other UCS's bits and things from our world. Crossover to the content. Join your event to every bit of news, music, feed, other conversations. Together on show, get past your celebrity of pop, Zoom, or even live in the studio. Ethan will be your TV screen, West Spring TV, one of
I know we all love meat. What's some goat meat, chicken meat, abomo. Because of you, because I'm doing this, I don't eat meat. But not all meat is good for consumption. Pangolins, no. Monkeys, no. Crocodiles, no. Snakes, no. If we continue to eat them, they'll disappear. So please, say no to illegal bushmeat. Because protecting nature protects all of us. All of this?
Yes, sir.
I ate all of this? Cut!
Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Hello again. Thank you very sincerely for looking forward to and connecting with the broadcast of The Bookshelf live on Western Spring Television. I am your reading and learning advocate, Damilola Raphael. The Bookshelf is the platform where we get to relate with everything and everyone who has a relationship with books. I believe that you have been doing justice to getting better, building up yourself on the information that you get to receive. And somebody talked about unlearning and relearning. Maybe we'll visit that one of these fine days. But for today, we are going to be having fun. Somebody say fun. Fun. That's what it's going to be all about today. Before we get to set the ball rolling, let's do justice to reminding you of our previous episodes of The Bookshelf. Do justice to going to our YouTube channel. If you are not with us on YouTube, subscribing to that particular platform and also clicking on the notification button and not leaving it at that, but interacting with the different posts that we put up on all our other social media platforms, you are wrong. That's it. You're wrong. So in order to be right, go ahead and follow us on our social media platforms. That's on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, and on X. It's all Western Spring Television. At Western Spring Television. And let's do life together. Okay. We have a very special guest with us in the studios. Her name, Sholakwe Olorenshaw. She is a student, and that's about where I will stop. You'll get to do more introduction of herself to us. Thank you for joining us on Bookshelf today, Sholakwe. Okay, so let's meet you. We know your name. We know you're a student. What else do you want us to know about you?
My name is Sholakwe Olorenshaw Abigail. I'm a student of Redeemers University and a student of English.
Hey, English. Hey. Why English?
I picked English because actually that was not my first choice.
Oh, really?
I wanted mass communication, but due to some circumstances, some situation, because basically I didn't have mathematics. So without mathematics, they can't give you mass communication. So I have to go for English.
And how has it been?
Yeah, fine. A lot of people say English is crazy. English is crazy, but when
hold on. When you say English is crazy, English could be a person, It could be a language. So which one? And it could be a course.
Yeah, the course.
The course,
Yeah.
okay.
It's very crazy. It's hard, I won't lie to you. But I find it more interesting because I'm already into it. And it has been a great thing for me, just learning it.
Awesome. So no regrets?
Yes, no regrets.
You still want to go back to the mass comm in due course, or you will just leave it as it is?
No, I will just leave it as it is. I will leave it. I'm not going back to mass comm.
You will just stay with this crazy course. Okay, very quick one. I'm going to put you on the trivia right now. What show are you on?
I'm on Bookshelf.
Okay. We'll get back to that. So talk to us about the different books you've read. What genre of books would you say you prefer the most?
Yeah, I'll prefer drama.
Drama.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I love drama so much. Even
that's why you're staying with the hard cause. Go on.
I love drama so much because even as I'm studying English, I picked theater arts as an elective course.
Okay.
Whereby we do a lot of programs, a lot of performance, dancing.
Really?
So I fell in love with drama since from small. I love drama. I love drama so much.
So all of your performances that you've been having in school, which one do you feature in, or have you featured in?
Yeah, we did a play, Hard Choice. It was a wonderful play. We did it with our master students.
Oh, okay.
Even our VC was there, and our VC said our performance was very great. We did well. We performed very well, and it was good.
What role did you play in?
I played a role of maiden. I followed the queen. Played a role of maiden.
What was it like?
Okay, basically the play is about a traditional play.
Okay.
That talks about two people, two culture, which is Igbo and Yoruba.
Okay.
Trying to get married to the Yorubas are trying they're trying to get married to the Igbo people. But due to the way of culture and everything, so on the long run there was a fight. So during the fight they carried the king's crown.
Okay.
They carried it
Which
away.
of the king's crown?
The Yoruba king's
Okay.
crown. They carried the crown away. So the fight occurred. So later on, at the end of the play, they settle it and they come back together after the play.
Whose maiden were you?
The Igbo maiden.
So you had all the beads.
Yeah.
Okay. When last did you see a play? Have you ever seen a play? I think you should do justice really to going to see a play. This is Sholakwe painting all of that picture. What was going on through, in your mind? What was going through your mind as you listen to her just give us a summary of that particular play? Now in life, Sholakwe, sometimes we want to switch roles. We feel we're inadequate. We feel where we are is not good enough. What the other person has is what is good enough. You said you were maiden to a queen. That means you had to be, to defer to the queen. There was this way you just had to treat the queen. Did you ever at any point, or even right now, consider, or are you considering now, oh, and I could have been the queen. I mean, I would have been better dressed. I would have been better treated. Did you ever, or right now, is it occurring to you?
Yeah, I would have been the princess actually.
Okay.
But the fact that I'm borrowing the course is an elective course.
Okay.
So the people there, the people that have the major course, they are the ones playing the powerful role.
Okay.
So us that borrowed it as an elective, so we have to just play the minor role.
On the other side.
Yeah.
Another trivia. What do you know about Shakespeare?
William Shakespeare.
Oh, great. She knows him. Go on.
William Shakespeare is a powerful writer. I love him so much. His books inspired us a lot. He's a great man.
I mean, that you know that his name is William because I only asked you for Shakespeare, and then you're giving me the William, and you're also saying he is a writer. Big ups to you. what book did you read most recently?
Yeah, I've read Women at Point Zero.
Take it again.
Women at Point Zero.
Okay, by
LD Sadawi.
What's the book about?
The book is basically about a woman.
Mm.
Her name is Firdaus.
Okay.
So Firdaus is an Egypt woman. She faced a lot of problems, struggle. She faced a lot of abuse. In the play. It's a powerful play that touches my heart because the way they treat women is very, very bad. So these women, with the way the woman is going through everything, she still tries. She struggles so hard to like bring. She struggles so hard to like bring everybody together, bring women together. She advised them. She did a lot to them, even though she was depressed.
The Firdaus.
Yes, the Firdaus woman. Even though she was very depressed. But at the end of the day, she died. It was very sad.
Maybe you should have kept that information now. That's heartbreaking.
Died at the end of the play. It was a powerful play, and I learned a lot.
Okay, go on.
I learned a lot about life, how life can be. First in life, I feel like you should love yourself first before loving others. Love yourself first. Because in life, a lot of people don't like you. You don't even expect it that people should like you. A lot of people should like you. Love yourself first in life. Yeah, I would say that.
How recent was this read? When was the time you read it? A week ago? A year ago?
No, I read it around February.
Okay, that's not so far-fetched. What made you read it? How did you come in contact with it?
Yeah, a lecturer told us to read it.
Okay.
So we read it, and it was very touching. A lot of people were crying.
Wow, in class?
Yeah, a lot of people were crying. Like, it was very touching.
We talked about how that you get to display your emotion with some of the materials that you get to read, how you get transported from reading a material and you move from where you are, you crawl, you hide, you shout, you cry, you scream, you laugh, you have that outburst of anger. I mean, you're reading and then you just, there's the frown on your face, and then maybe someone passes by and goes, okay, so what's happening to you? Wow. Is it a book you want to go back to read again? Or you just leave it on the shelf?
No, I'll actually just leave it. Because if I should go back to it, I'm still going to cry.
So many emotions.
Yeah, right.
Another trivia for Sholakwe. You ready? Okay. So, ever heard of Oliver Twist?
Basically, no.
Okay. So I'll let you off the hook there. The band actually had a song, Oliver Twist. So we've talked about music and we've talked about books, right? And then of course we have books that have been written. I mean that have moved from the pages onto the screen. But let's go back and talk to Sholakwe. Do you use the library?
Yes, I use the library.
Personal, school, public?
School library.
School library.
To read, yeah. I use the school library to read.
Sell your school library to us, your school's library to us. Make me want to visit your school library. Make the viewer want to visit your school library.
Basically, my school library is a very big one. You love when you see it, you see Tokomu's library. It is not Redeemer's library, it's the Tokomu's library. It is a very big one. And when you enter the place, you will love it. Yeah, you will love it.
Love the library where books are kept.
When you see people sitting down, studying, you will love the place. It's a very beautiful place.
You said it's a very beautiful place. It's expansive, and it's not named after the school. All right, dear viewer, we'll take this very, very quick breather. When we return on the other side of it, Sholakwe is still with us, some trivia, and of course, we said today we are having fun. We'll be back shortly. You are welcome back. Super glad to know that you are on the other side of the television set following through this important. Of course, every broadcast of the bookshelf is important, but hey, it is important. Fun is important. This important episode of the bookshelf where we're having trivia, and Sholakwe is still with us live in the studios. Sholakwe Folorunsho is a student, and she's studying a hard course, but she's sticking with it because she loves drama. Okay, so I'm going to put it up on another one right there, and you are going to be the one to choose your own question. So I'm not going to be fitting you in a box. Are you ready?
All right.
It's going to be about the news. Let's just talk about, things happening with people out there generally. What's the last news you read or you listened to?
Basically,
that caught your attention.
I listen to news that are very touching.
Okay. Give us one, just one recent, maybe not so long ago.
Like, I'm listening to one, a pastor, a so-called pastor, sleeping with a young girl. Pastor sleeping with a young girl, like, why? What are you teaching us? What are you teaching the world? A very small girl, like, it's a very bad experience, like, very, very bad.
That's the human angle. There are different, just like we talk about books, and then you mentioned drama. In the news as well, this one you mentioned now is the human angle part of the story. So you like listening to human angle stories?
Yes.
But you just told us, Sholakwe, that you wouldn't go back to read that book, Women at what is it called?
Women at Point Zero.
At Point Zero. But you listen to human angle stories. What's the interest?
Like, basically, I'm an emotional person.
Okay.
So I love to, like, listen to people that are, like, who that don't really, they need help.
Vulnerable.
Help. People that are down, depressed. So I basically like to listen to them.
Now, I was thinking of asking you if you would have wanted to do something law, but then again, you said what you actually wanted was mass communication. Now, you listening to reports, the news of persons, vulnerable persons, how will your listening, because we're all learning, how will your listening to it make life better for those victims or those vulnerable ones and persons who are listening to you right now, watching you right now, in order for them to avoid getting in the same trap those people have fallen into? What role do you think you can play to effect a change?
Okay, basically, I'll tell them about life, how life is. I'll tell them to love themselves so much. They should love themselves so much. That fine. I'll tell them about Bible. They should be very closer to their Bible. They should be prayerful. Yeah, they should be very prayerful, because a victim now, fine, a pastor, I said earlier, a pastor who raped a young girl.
Self-acclaimed.
It has happened, it has happened. The pastor can still seek for forgiveness from God. Yeah, it has happened, it has happened.
And what will happen to the girl? Is there hope for her? If there is hope,
yeah, there's still hope
for the
perpetrator.
girl. Is there hope for the
there's
victim?
Still hope for the girl. Fine, there's still hope for the girl, because it was not, the girl did not want it. She was forced into it.
Okay. Before I move on, you've been talking about self-love. Before I talk to you about self-love, let me take you this other side, another trivia. What do you know about Wole Soyinka? You've heard the name before?
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you hear about it?
Wole Soyinka is a great man. He's a scholar. Yeah, a very brilliant man. Yeah, he's a great man, and he has a lot of personality. I've read his books, Lion and the Jewel. he wrote all this drama.
Yes,
You know, I love
yes.
drama so much. And the Jewel, the death of the King Osman is written by Wale Soyinka too. So I've read a lot.
Let me bring you back now. Self-love. You've repeated it. You said it repeatedly here. Love yourself first, then you love
Love.
others. Help us. How does the viewer watching you now love himself first? Teach us about self. How to love yourself.
And loving yourself first, I said, is the number one thing in life. Because seeing yourself happy is the number one thing. Seeing yourself looking at, because me like this, I used to look at myself in the mirror. I am great, I am bright, I am a good girl, stuff like that. So I really love myself so much, looking at myself.
So how do we become like you, loving ourselves? How? What are some of the other things? You said you look in the mirror and you say positive affirmations. Okay, what else?
Loving yourself, I know is very kind of, some people don't love themselves because they go through pains. Some people go through pain. Some people go to the extent of pinching themselves or using needle to like hurt themselves. So I feel like that's not the best thing. Just be happy, be smiling. Smile a lot. Make yourself happy. Be free. Be free-minded. Yes, be free-minded.
Okay, let me talk about books again.
Okay.
Have you ever gotten in trouble because of books? Oh, mommy bought you a textbook. Daddy just got you that dictionary and then you misplaced it. Somebody borrowed your note. Exams are by the corner. You can't find it. Ever gotten in trouble because of books?
No.
Ah, you're a good girl. You just said it. You're a good girl. She said one of her affirmations is that she is a good girl. And I mean, this is just a manifestation of that particular affirmation. Let's talk about basic subjects now, not the big ones. Would you prefer numeracy, that's dealing with numbers, or letters?
I prefer letters because I don't like mathematics. I don't like numbers. I don't like mathematics.
I'm going to put it in the corner. Do you like money?
Yeah, I like
How will you not like numbers when you like money? Okay, make your accountant. Only thing is I'm going to be honest, so you are safe with your funds right there. We are going to wrap it up on the show very shortly, Shalakli. And I would want for you to look in the camera and tell the person watching you something that you think is very important to any average person and the future. Go ahead.
Number one thing in life is know God. Believe in Him. Because He's the only one that can save you. No matter what you're facing, no matter what you're passing through, number one thing, call God first. He's the only one that can save you. He's the only one that can deliver you. Be closer to Him. Closer to God.
Okay, and number last. Let's just go to number last. You said number one, so give us last.
Okay, and the last thing is be reading your Bible very well. Bible, be reading your Bible, do your devotion, do everything closer to God.
Ah, now Shalakwe is preaching. Thank you very sincerely, Shalakwe Folorunsho, for joining us on the bookshelf today.
You're welcome.
We look forward to your success stories. And the next time I bring it on, hopefully we would have gotten sponsors right here. Whoever will be coming from Nigeria, get ready. We look forward to your success stories and wish you the best that life has to offer.
Thank you, Mom.
All right, dear viewer. This is where we get to draw the curtain on the bookshelf for today. Do well, as stated earlier, to go to our social media platforms on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on X. It's at Western Spring Television. Go and view previous episodes of the bookshelf. Interact with all of our updates on our different channels. It is important for you, it is important for us as well, so that we can get the feedback from you and also get to serve you better. And do not forget the mandate for this year. It is to learn a new language. At the end of the year, 5 meaningful sentences on the minimum is what is expected of you, is what is expected of me. My name is Damilola Raphael. I look forward to seeing you again next time on the bookshelf. And I'm saying it is goodbye and God bless.
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan ló ń kojú àwọn ará àdúgbò, àwọn ará àwùjọ tí ohun ò dẹ̀ dókè. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìnira, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìyà làwọn èèyàn ń kojú rẹ̀ ní àdúgbò. Ojú ọ̀nà tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó, iná ọba tó mẹ́ẹ̀ tó ń ṣe ségesège, àwọn tó ń hu ìwà àbàṣejẹ́ obì tí ń sun lẹ́rùn, àti àwọn nǹkan tí ò tí ì dé tí gbọ́ ìjọba. Ṣé wọ́n ní etí ọba nílé etí ọba lóko, èèyàn náà ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Òun náà ló jẹ́ kí ìkànnì Western Spring Television pé ètò tí ó jẹ́ kẹ́yìn ara lé ẹ̀yin ará àwùjọ kẹ́lẹ́ mọ́ sọ bí tí bàtà bá ti ń ta yín lẹ́sẹ̀ fún àwọn aláṣẹ ìjọba. Ohun tẹ́ ẹ ṣe ni wípé ẹ mú fóònù yín o, ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yín, ẹ dàbù rẹ̀, ẹ mọ̀ yá ní gbọ́rọ̀, ẹ dàbù rẹ̀, ẹ ṣe àkàálẹ̀ ohun tó ń fẹ́ àmójútó ìjọba, ohun tó ń fẹ́ àmójútó àwọn aláṣẹ, ohun tó ń fẹ́ àmójútó àwọn elétò ìlera, àwọn elétò ààbò àti àwọn míì tí ọ̀rọ̀ kàn. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí fọ́nrán náà ìyẹn fídíò tẹ́ máa ṣe àkálẹ̀ rẹ̀ kó mọ̀ ju ìṣẹ́jú 2 tàbí 3 lọ. Ẹ má fi ṣọwọ́ sí wa ní orí WhatsApp lórí ẹ̀rọ 0803-865-1049 0803-865-1049. Ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn fọ́nrán yín, àwọn àwòrán yín kún dé lórí ẹ̀yin gangan lẹ́jẹ́ ojú ẹlẹ́rìí. Ohun táwọn èèyàn nílò, ohun tó ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn láwùjọ níyà, ilé tí ò nílé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀, ibi tí ò níbi tó ti ń dẹ ẹ̀gbin nù, tó wá jẹ́ pé ẹ̀gbin wọn ní àwọn ará àdúgbò, àwọn aráàlú lára. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹ fi tó àwọn aláṣẹ létí ohun tẹ́ ẹ nílò ní agbègbè yín, ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn aláṣẹ mọ̀. Orúkọ mi ni Adéyẹmí Ọlábọ̀dé, èmi ni atọ́kùn ètò Ojú Ẹlẹ́rìí tí mo ní àádọ́ ọjọ́ ajé láago àbọ̀sán.
ìlú Abẹ́òkúta gẹ́gẹ́ bí orúkọ rẹ̀, ìlú tí a tẹ̀dó sábẹ́ Olúmọ. Ó jẹ́ ibùgbé àwọn ẹ̀yà Ẹ̀gbá àti Òwu tó jìjàǹgbara lọ́wọ́ Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́ àtijọ́. Láàrin ọdún 1775 sí 1780 ni akọni Lísàbí Àgbòǹgbò Àkàlà léwájú wọn láti dáwọ́ sísan ìṣákọ́lẹ̀ fún Aláàfin dúró. Ìdí nìyí tí àwọn ọmọ Abẹ́òkúta ṣe ń pe ara wọn ní ọmọ Ẹ̀gbá mọ Lísà Àgbòǹgbò. Ilé Òkúta ìlú àlàjú àti aláfẹ́. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn òyìnbó aláwọ̀ funfun ló fi bẹ̀ ṣe ìlú, pàápàá lásìkò ìjọba amúnisìn. Ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì àkọ́kọ́ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ní St. Peters tó wà ní Aké. Ilé ìwòsàn àkọ́kọ́ nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà Sacred Heart Hospital ìlú Abẹ́òkúta ló wà. Aláké lorúkọ oyè ọba ìlú Ẹ̀gbá. Olúmọ níbùdó tó tẹ́jú láti lè fi rí gbogbo ìlú Abẹ́òkúta ní orí òkè náà. Àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n àti onímọ̀ ló ní Abẹ́òkúta, àwọn bíi ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Ṣóyínká, Ọ̀jìnmí akọni obìnrin Ìfẹ́mi Kútì àtọ̀pọ̀ àwọn míì. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ àti àdìrẹ níṣẹ́ tó gbayì nílùú Ẹ̀gbá mọ Lísàbí.
náà ni a kì í èrò ọ̀nà tá a bá ti wá ríra wa tójọ́ méjì mẹ́ta ẹkú àti òun náà là á kíra ẹni mo kí yín o ẹkú ilé ẹkújọ́ mẹ́ta ẹkú àmójúbà ìyá akọ́mọlédè yín ìkànnì Western Spring Television náà la wà yìí ìkànnì àádọ́wàá lórí StarTimes níbi tí ẹ ti ń láǹfààní láti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ètò akọ́mọlédè òun náà ló ka yín mọ́ gbogbo ibi tẹ́ bá ti láǹfààní gbogbo àyè tẹ́ bá wà gbogbo ìtàkùn àti ìkànnì tẹ́ bá fi ń wò ó gbogbo ẹ̀ náà dédé ara lóye Western Spring Television òun náà lẹ dé dúró yé lórí ètò akọ́mọlédè gbogbo tó bá ti jẹ mọ́ ìran Yorùbá nínú èdè wọn nínú àṣà wọn nínú ẹ̀sìn wọn nínú ìtàn nínú ìṣẹ̀dálẹ̀ àti ìgbàgbọ́ tílé tókótókè tilẹ̀ gbogbo tí ń jẹ́ ìran Yorùbá òun ni ètò yìí wà fún àfojúsùn wa náà sì ni wípé èdè Yorùbá àṣà wa gbogbo nǹkan wọ̀nyí kò gbọdọ̀ mẹ́rí torí pé ìran kan ń lọ ìran kan ń bọ̀ ayé ń bẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ó dúró àwọn ọ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́wẹ́ wa tó ń bọ̀ lóde òní wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ máa nímọ̀ kíkún nípa èdè àti àṣà Yorùbá gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe bá ń sọ fún yín mo wá ń kí yín káàbọ̀ sórí àkọ́tún ètò fún tòní tuntun nẹ́nẹ́ náà tún lélẹ́yìí o lágbára Ọlọ́run mo mọ̀ pé nígbà tá a bá parí ètò ẹ tún ti rí ẹ̀kọ́ tuntun ẹ tún ti rí dìmú lórí ètò yìí lórúkọ Ọlọ́run ọba àti lórúkọ gbogbo àwọn ikọ̀ tí a jọ wà ní àyín pẹ̀lú ẹ̀yin náà tẹ́ ẹ ti kẹ́ra alẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ ti ń retí pé aago ti lù ìyá akọ́mọlédè máa tó dé òun ni mo fi ń kí yín pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Folúṣọ́ aya Olúwagbémiga ìyá ìjọ pèdèpèdè yìí ìyá akọ́mọlédè ló ń kí yín pé ẹ tún káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ọ̀hún fún tòní gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ètò ẹ mọ̀ pé nípele báyìí tán tí àgbàdo ti ń to ọmọ tiẹ̀ ìpele náà sì ní àlùbọ́sà ẹ̀yọ nípele náà ni ètò akọ́mọlédè wà lẹ́yìn tí a bá ti kíra wa káàbọ̀ sórí ètò tán ẹ má gbàgbé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa a máa ń lọ sí abala ààbọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá tó dẹ̀ sọ wípé ààbọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ la sọ fọ́mọlúàbí nígbà tó bá dénú ẹ̀ tán yóò dòdìdí odidi yẹn ni pé ó ṣàmúlò ẹ̀ ó fi gbégbé ayé rẹ̀ kó lè dára lẹ́yìn yẹn ńkọ́ á padà sọ́dọ̀ ìyá akọ́mọlédè á wá kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lórí tábìlì ìyá akọ́mọlédè gangan nípa èdè Yorùbá lágbára Ọlọ́run gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa ètò tòní yóò tún dùn gbọ́ngbọ́n yóò tún kàn sí ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré sẹ́nu rónà mò ń padà bọ̀ kíákíá. Mo kí yín ẹ káàbọ̀ mo wí fún yín pé kán ni wọ́n lọ tí wọ́n sì dé ní ìsìn ó ti yá o torí pé adébíṣẹ́ má ṣe é àgbà ọ̀lẹ́ni irú wọn adébíyẹ̀yìn má ṣì náà àgbà ọ̀lẹ́ni lórí ètò akọ́mọlédè gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa wá kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni kákọ́ra wa lédè kákọ́ra wa láṣà kákọ́ra wa ní nǹkan tó jẹmọ́ ìran Yorùbá ní báyìí abala àkọ́kọ́ ibẹ̀ náà ni àkọ́kọ́ tẹsẹ̀ bọ̀ báyìí torí pé gbogbo nǹkan tá a bá ti fi ètò ṣe ó di dandan kó gún gẹ́gẹ́ lábala ààbò ọ̀rọ̀ wa fún tòní ó yẹ kí mi pé mo káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ìyá akọ́mọlédè mo tún gbọ́nu ara mi yọ sí yín gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa níkànnì Western Spring Television ẹ má gbàgbé o bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe wò lórí tẹlifíṣàn yín ẹ tún lè máa lọ sí ìtàkùn ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ Facebook Twitter Instagram àti YouTube wa Western Spring Television lẹ́ẹ̀fì pàdé wa ń bẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pin fún àwọn ẹlòmíràn ṣẹ́rí lábala àbọ̀rọ̀ fún tòní mo tún ṣe kí ni mo tún gbọ̀nà mí ìyọṣẹ́ mọ̀ pé tá a bá gúnyán lónìí ká roka lọ́la ká ṣe rèé lọ́túnla ká tún wá kùnùbẹ́ ká tún fi kún láàrin ló máa ń jẹ́ ká sọ pé à ń jẹ oríṣiríṣi oúnjẹ mo tún yà lọ́dọ̀ ẹlòmíì láyé abala yìí lónìí ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ rèé darapọ̀ mọ́ Yẹmí Alára lábala àbọ̀rọ̀ fún tòní kí ni tó ní fún wa Yẹmí Alára ó yá káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
The elders who eats all his food will carry his load by himself. Àgbà tí ó jàjẹ tó ń jẹ yóò nìkan gbẹ́rù rẹ̀ délé. Ẹ̀rí bàgbàlagbà àtọmọdé bá jọun jẹun nínú àwo kan náà ó yẹ kágbà ó jẹun ṣẹ́kù fún ọmọdé tán jọ ń jẹun tí ó fọ àwo tán bá jẹun tán tágbà ọ̀hún bá wá jẹun tán láwo láì jẹun ṣẹ́kù fọmọ tán jọ ń jẹun ọmọ òun òkùnkù fọ àwo tán fi jọ jẹun àmọ́ o yóò rojú pọ̀ kó tó gbẹrù lórí àgbà náà bó bá ń bọ̀ wálé látòkò. If you want to be honored and respected, it is necessary to be kind to those who are subordinate to you. Bó o bá fẹ́ dẹni ayé ń yẹ́ sí, tó fẹ́ jẹ́ pàtàkì láwùjọ táyé ń pọ́nlé, ó yẹ kó o jẹ́ ètò làwọ̀ kó o sì nínú rẹ̀ sọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn. Ní Alára ó pé àní dààmú tí ó sì ní ta.
àmì àṣẹ Èdùmàrè ànídàmú tiwa òsínìta ó ṣeun Yẹmí Alára ó náà lẹ ti gbọyìn ní abala ààbọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ lórí ètò fún tòní yẹn ni wípé àtàgbà àtọmọdé àjọwà fúnra wa ní ẹni tí wọ́n bá ń pọ́nlé kóun náà pọ́nra rẹ̀ lé kóun náà fi ọ̀wọ̀ fún ẹlòmíràn torí kò sára ẹni tó fẹ́ àbùkù. Ìyá Kọ́mọlédè ó yá o ká nìṣó lórí tábìlì níbi tá a ti fẹ́ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lónìí kí ni tá a fẹ́ kọ́ lórí ètò lónìí gan mò ń bọ̀ wá. mo kí yín ẹ káàbọ̀ padà ó yẹ jáníṣó lórí tábìlì lórí ètò fún tòní lórí ètò lónìí Ìyá Kọ́mọlédè ohun tí mo mú wá fún yín náà ni òwe nínú èdè Yorùbá tá bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa òwe nínú èdè Yorùbá ó jẹ́ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tá a fi ọgbọ́n ìjìnlẹ̀ àwọn àgbà àtijọ́ ni wọ́n máa ń lò ó lọ́tún lósì wọ́n á fi gbé kalẹ̀ awádìí tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pín ṣẹ́rẹ́ àwọn àgbààgbà àtijọ́ ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n jẹ́ ọlọ́gbọ́n wọ́n jẹ́ olóye wọ́n lákìyèsí sí gbogbo àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ àwùjọ wọ́n lákìyèsí nínú àgbékalẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó bá ń lọ ìdí nìyẹn tí wọ́n á òwe lẹ́ṣin ọ̀rọ̀ náà ni ẹṣin òwe wọ́n á ní tọ́rọ̀ bá sọnù ńkọ́ òwe la fi ń wa àkíyèsí tó wà nípa òwe pípa ni pé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá gẹ́gẹ́ bí àṣà ti wa ọmọdé kì í pòwe níwájú àgbà láì gba àṣẹ àbí kó tọrọ gáfárà òun lẹ fi máa gbọ́ tí wọ́n á sọ pé tó ṣe bí òwe àgbà o ẹ̀yin àgbà kẹ́ ẹ pẹ́ fún wa ìyẹn ni pé àwọn àgbà yẹn náà tẹ̀ wá dá lóhùn pé ó ṣé o ìwọ náà wàá rí mi pa ìwọ dàgbé mọ̀ fà Yorùbá la máa ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ó yẹ ká wá wo báwo lòwe ṣe ń jẹyọ nílẹ̀ ìyẹn ni pé àwọn òwe wa kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n máa ń ní orísun wọn ibi tán ti ṣẹ̀ wá ibi tá a ti mú wọn wá ṣòye yín a dẹ̀ tún wá ní ìlò rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀nà tá à ń gbà ṣàmúlò òwe láwùjọ wa ẹ wá jẹ́ ká fi nǹkan kan sọ́kàn ò wípé àwọn òwe Yorùbá wọ́n pọ̀ àkókò lè gbà wá láàyè láti kà wọ́n tán ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ìtẹ́yìn náà mọ̀ yẹn òwe ni àmọ́ kò wá sí òwe kan nínú èdè Yorùbá tí kò ní orírun tiẹ̀ kò sí òwe kan tí kò níbi tó ti ṣẹ̀ wá àti ipò àti àyè tá a ti lè lò wọ́n àwọn orírun òwe Yorùbá òun náà ni a lè pín wọn sí àwọn òwe tó jẹ́ òwe lójúlówó nípa àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ àti ìrírí a ní àwọn òwe tó jẹ́ ìtàn dòwe tó yẹ pé àwọn ìtàn nípa tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ sẹ́yìn òun làwọn bàbá wa ṣàjọ tó di òwe a dẹ̀ ní àwọn òwe tó jáde láti inú ewì Yorùbá àwọn yẹn la mọ̀ sí ewì dòwe ẹ jẹ́ ká wá wo àpẹẹrẹ òwe báyìí àti ọ̀nà tá à ń gbà lò wọ́n ní ìsọ̀rí àkọ́kọ́ tí màá mú wá ni àwọn òwe tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n jẹ mọ́ ìwà àti ìṣe àwa ẹ̀dá ṣe mọ̀ pé a níwà tá à ń wù àdèmáre àpẹẹrẹ irú àwọn òwe bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá gbọ́ tí wọ́n bá pa òwe wípé ìbí kò ju ìbí bá a ti bí ẹrú òun náà la bí ọmọ a rí pé tá a bá bímọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ọ̀nà tó gbà ń bí ọmọ ẹrú náà ni wọ́n ń gbà bí ọmọ ẹni tó lówó òmíràn ni ogún ọmọdé kì í ṣeré fún ogún ọdún ìrírí ìṣe àti ìwà àwa ẹ̀dá òun ló bí irú àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí torí pé tọmọdé bá pé ogún nígbà tó bá yá tó má ti ń dàgbà lura wọn wọn á rí tí ó lọ ṣiṣẹ́ níbì kan wọn á rí tí ó lọ kàwé wọn á rí tí ó rìnrìn àjò kódà bí ò bá tiẹ̀ sí gbogbo yẹn gan obìnrin inú wọn ń kọ́ ṣe bí yóò rèlé ọkọ ìdí tí wọ́n fi ń pòwe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn pé ogún ọmọdé kì í ṣeré fún ogún ọdún òwe kan tún wà tá a máa ń pa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá pé bí ilẹ̀ bá ń gbé òṣìkà tí ò gbé olóòótọ́ ó máa ń jẹ́ kí oore sú ní í ṣe àwọn tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láwùjọ wa ni ṣùgbọ́n ìyẹn ò sọ pé ká wá máa ṣèkà ká má ṣòótọ́ o òwe mìíràn lábẹ́ ìsọ̀rí yìí ni pé ọmọ tá a fìṣẹ́ wò ní dàgbà ọmọ tá a fi ojú ọjọ́ bí gan kò tó ṣe kíni kò tó gbẹ́kẹ̀lé púpọ̀ àwọn tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láwùjọ ni Yorùbá fi gbé òwe yẹn síta ọmọ mi ayọ̀pọ̀rọ̀ àkẹ́bàjẹ́ ni ó fi di ìdàkudà ọmọ mi tán dẹ̀ fìṣẹ́ wò tí wọn ò rówó oúnjẹ fún tí wọn ò rówó ra bàtà fún kékeré awádẹni nílá adéyàn pàtàkì láwùjọ ohun tó bí òwe yẹn nìyẹn ẹ wá jẹ́ ká wo ìsọ̀rí òwe mìíràn ìyẹn gẹ́gẹ́ bí iṣẹ́ abínibí wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá gbogbo yín náà lẹ mọ̀ iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ tàbí nǹkan ọ̀gbìn ó wọ́pọ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn òwe kan jáde láti inú iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ àpẹẹrẹ rẹ̀ ni ilá kì í ga ju onírè lọ ẹ rí i pé tán bá gbin lálóko tó bá ti ga tó so èso tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ kórè rẹ̀ bó bá gùn ju ẹni tí ó kórè yóò tẹ̀rí ẹ̀ bá ni wọ́n fi sọ wípé ilá kì í ga ju onírè lọ àpẹẹrẹ mìíràn ni a kì í gbin àlùbọ́sà kó wu ẹ̀fọ́ káwá ká kòkó kò ṣeé ṣe ní tó bá gbìn ló máa ká àpẹẹrẹ òwe mìíràn ní sọ̀rí yìí òun náà ni ìtì ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ kò tó wọn àpọ́n àdá sí tá a bá fẹ́ bẹ́ ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ lóko
àdá kékeré lè bẹ torí pé kò lẹ́mìí ara àwọn ìsọ̀rí yìí. Àpẹẹrẹ mìíràn ní ìsọ̀rí yẹn náà ni pé ẹgbẹ́ ẹni là á gúnyán ewùrà dè, ó lè gúnyán ewùrà ní ìsìn kó wá gbé di àgbàlagbà torí pé yóò lẹ́mọ, àgbàlagbà ò sì gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ ìyàn tó ní kókó. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú sí ìsọ̀rí òwe mìíràn, òwe tó jẹ mọ́ iṣẹ́ abínibí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó jẹ́ bí iṣẹ́ ọdẹ tàbí tó jẹ máwọn ẹranko, àwọn ẹyẹ, gbogbo àwọn ìsọ̀rí yìí ni mo kó papọ̀. Àwọn kan tá a ṣá lè rí nínú oko òun ni mo kó papọ̀ sí ìsọ̀rí yìí. Àpẹẹrẹ irú àwọn òwe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé àwòdì òkè kò mọ̀ wípé ara àlẹ́ ń wò òun. Ẹ rí pé ẹyẹ kan ló ń jẹ́ àwòdì tó máa ń fò lókè, wọ́n ní àwòdì fò lẹ́lẹ́, ó máa ń fò lókè lọ́ọ́lọ́, kò wá mọ̀ pé ara àlẹ́ ń wò òun. Òwe kan ni. Yo àpẹẹrẹ òwe mìíràn ni pé ikún tó ń jẹ ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ tó ń rèdí kò mọ̀ wípé ohun tó dùn pa ni torí ìrírí tá a rí nínú oko ni. Àpẹẹrẹ mìíràn ni pé bí ọdẹ bá ròṣẹ́ tó ròyà bọ́dẹ bá pẹran tó bá gbedele kò ní í fẹ́ nìkan kan jẹ, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ọdẹ wa ò kì í ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àpẹẹrẹ òwe mìíràn wá sọ pé kinní kan ló ba àjà ò jẹ́, apá rẹ̀ ó gùn ju ìtàn lọ. Òwe tó jẹ mọ́ ìṣesí àwọn ẹranko nínú igbó àti àwọn ẹyẹ nìyẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo ìsọ̀rí mìíràn. Ṣé rántí pé láìpẹ́ yà kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nípa àwọn oníṣòwò àti polówó ọjà àbí ẹ mọ́ gbàgbé ẹ mọ́ fi sọ́kàn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo òwe tó jẹ mọ́ iṣẹ́ oníṣòwò tàbí àwọn tó ń ṣe òwò. Àpẹẹrẹ rẹ̀ wọ́n ní ọ̀nà kan òwò ọjà o, wọ́n bá ta ilé yìí wọ́n tún ta tọ̀hún, ọ̀nà kan òwò ọjà, ìtumọ̀ rẹ̀ nìyẹn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá sì wo àwọn ọjà wa ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹlòmíì lè gba pàṣàlẹ̀ wọlé, ẹlòmíì ò gba pákó wọlé, ní a fi máa sọ wípé ọ̀nà kan òwò ọjà. Àpẹẹrẹ òwe mìíràn ní sọ̀rí yìí ni pé gbáwèrè n ò gbáwèrè ní mú kọjá ahó. Ṣé mọ̀ pé nínú ọjà wọn á ní kẹ́ má wariwo ọjà yẹn tó bá ń bá nájà òun ni kò máa wò, kálukó mọ̀ sọ tiẹ̀ lọ́tún lọ́sì, mò ń tẹ́lẹ̀ kálukó mọ̀ sọ tiẹ̀, ariwo wà máa wà nínú ọjà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú sí ìsọ̀rí òwe mìíràn, ìtàndòwe. Ṣé rí ìtàndòwe yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí orúkọ rẹ̀ kò rújú, àwọn ìtàn tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ lójúkorojú táwọn èèyàn rí inú ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti fa òwe yẹn jáde. Àpẹẹrẹ àkọ́kọ́ ní ìsọ̀rí yìí wọ́n ní ọbẹ̀ tí baálé ilé kì í jẹ ìyálé ilé kì í sè é, torí pé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ kan ló bí òwe yẹn èní kọ́ láàtù. Wọ́n ní a kì í ru ẹran erin, ẹ mọ̀ bí erin ṣe tóbi tó, a ti ṣẹ́ lórí àwọn ẹranko rí, mo sì ti júwe ẹranko elephant erin, a kì í ru ẹran erin sórí bó ṣe tóbi tó, káwá máa fi ẹsẹ̀ báyìí káwá máa fi wá ìsà ìrẹ̀ nílẹ̀. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ìrẹ̀ ẹran kékeré cricket ìrẹ̀ ó kéré, olójú kòkòrò náà máa ń parú òwe bẹ́ẹ̀ fún oní nǹkan gidi lọ́wọ́ wà ń darẹ̀ láàmú lórí ẹni tí tiẹ̀ ò pọ̀. Irú àwọn sọ̀rí òwe yẹn àwọn tán máa ń lò fún nìyẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú ká wá bọ́ sí ewì dòwe. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìran Yorùbá, ewì ó wà nínú àwọn lítírésọ̀ alohùn wa. Á dé bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ kan tá a fi máa ń dára wa lára yá, tá a fi máa ń sọ àwọn nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láwùjọ. Kódà gan àwọn akéwì nílẹ̀ Yorùbá a rí wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí aríran. Àpẹẹrẹ irú rẹ̀ ní tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ ewì pé kàkà kí n bí ẹgbàá ọ̀bùn máa kúkú bí ọ̀kan ṣoṣo ọ̀gá, máa ró òun mú yáyé lójú, máa ró òun mú gbéraga, ṣé ọ̀kan ṣoṣo àràbà kì í ṣẹgbẹ́ ẹgbàá òṣùṣùn, ọmọ tó jáfáfá kan ṣoṣo kì í ṣẹgbẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀rún agungún ọmọ. Ṣé rí ewì yẹn ewì dòwe ni. Ẹni tó máa ń ké irú ewì yẹn níwájú ẹ̀ tó bá ronú jinlẹ̀ á mọ̀ pé wọ́n ń jẹ́ iṣẹ́ kan fóun ni. Nísọ̀rí ewì dòwe àwọn ewì pọ̀ lóríṣiríṣi tí a lè rí ní abala yìí. Kó tó di pé a mọ̀ tẹ̀síwájú, ìyá Kọ́mọlédè ẹ jẹ́ ń sẹ́nuró náà ká lọ kábọ̀ wá. Bí n bá ti wá padà dé a mọ̀ tẹ̀síwájú lórí ìsọ̀rí àwọn òwe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pẹ̀lú àwọn àpẹẹrẹ wọn tá a bá lè mẹ́nubà. Mo sọ fún yín pé òwe Yorùbá pọ̀ àbí mò ń bọ̀.
Bẹ́gùn ò bá jáde mọ̀rìnwó la kọ́kọ́ rí owó gẹ́gẹ́ ní síwájú ìjọ sàtàkàtà rẹ̀ bro tó lọ káàbọ̀ sórí tó wà ń bẹ̀ limited. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ọmọ yín olólùfẹ́ yín ní tẹ̀sán ẹnì kejì ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́sọ sọ̀rọ̀ àti alágbogbo ọba pè mí. Bí ìtì mi ò ní jẹ yẹn farabalẹ̀ máa tó wà limited lórí ìkànnì Western Spring Television ní kwan èdè ni wọ́n bẹ̀ òní tẹ̀ ọ̀pá limited kẹ́ ẹ máa gbádùn ètò àríyá wa.
Wọ́n tún wí pé àwọn owó bẹ́ẹ̀ unlimited lórí Western Spring Television.
ṣe wà láti kàn ní Western Spring ní wá ìyẹn lórí Star Times. Ẹ má gbàgbé ẹ lọ máa darapọ̀ lójú òpó Facebook, Twitter, Instagram àti YouTube wa pẹ̀lú @Western Spring Television. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti débẹ̀ ẹ fi èrò ọkàn yín sísàlẹ̀ fọ́nrán tí ẹ bá ń wò bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ sì tún pín fún ẹlòmíì, ẹ share rẹ̀ ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Bákan náà ẹ subscribe lórí YouTube. Ó yá o ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀síwájú níbi tí mo fi gúnlẹ̀ kan. Àwọn orírun òwe kan wà tó jẹ́ pé inú ẹsẹ̀ Ifá ni wọ́n ti jáde wá. Ẹ sì mọ̀ pé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Ifá ọ̀kan gbòógì nínú akọ́nilọ́rọ̀ ni. Àpẹẹrẹ àwọn òwe bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀ máa gbọ́ ọwọ́ ọmọdé ò tó pẹpẹ tàgbàlagbà òwò kèrègbè. Mo mọ̀ pé ẹ máa ń gbòwe yẹn dáadáa ṣùgbọ́n ẹ mo rírun ẹ̀. Àmọ́ lónìí ìyá Kọ́mọlédè mo ti ń sọ fún yín pé inú ẹsẹ̀ Ifá kan ni a ti yọ ewì yẹn. A ní lè lọ síbẹ̀ torí àkókò wa. Àpẹẹrẹ òwe mìíràn tó jáde láti inú ẹsẹ̀ Ifá òní ẹ ti máa gbọ́ tí wọ́n máa sọ pé kinní kan ṣe kinní kan, ó bù fún lágbájá, ó bù fún tàmẹ̀dùn, ó dífá fún kinní kan níjọ́ tí ń tọ̀run bọ̀ wálé ayé. Tẹ́ bá ti ń gbọ́ gbogbo àwọn ìpèdè bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹ ti mọ̀ pé kí ni inú ẹsẹ̀ Ifá ni orírun àwọn òwe bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n pọ̀ lọ jàǹtìrẹrẹ àlè kà wọ́n tán. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò àwọn òwe kọ̀ọ̀kan tá a máa ń lò ní àwọn ìsọ̀rí àti ipò kọ̀ọ̀kan tàbí àyè tí àwọn èèyàn wà. Nílẹ̀ Yorùbá a máa ń fi òwe sí ojú ìlò. Ìyẹn ni pé ó ní àwọn nǹkan tá a máa ń lo òwe fún. Kì í ṣe gbogbo ìgbà làwọn àgbà máa ń sọ òwe. Wọ́n lè mọ̀ kọ̀ sọ Yorùbá lẹ́nu bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ká mọ̀ bára wa sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá lo òwe ó nídìí àbájọ ni. Àpẹẹrẹ irú rẹ̀ ni àwọn òwe tá a fi ń kan sára sẹ́ni tó bá ṣe nǹkan dáadáa. Ó ṣe dáadáa, ó hùwà kíkanjú, ó hùwà akin, ó ṣe nǹkan tó mórí wa wú. Àwọn ní kò lè má jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ pàápàá àwọn abiyamọ, pàápàá àwọn bàbá. Wọ́n ní ọmọ mi ni èmi lójọ́ torí pé ọmọ àjànàkú kì í ya ìrá, ọmọ tí ẹ̀yà bá bí ẹ̀yà ni yóò jọ. Tẹ́ bá gbọ́rú òwe yẹn ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ ní pé ọmọ yẹn ṣe nǹkan tó mórí àwọn òbí ẹ̀ wú. Àpẹẹrẹ mìíràn ó ní wípé ìrònú ìkookò ni yóò pa ajá. Ìyẹn ni wípé ó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú bí wọ́n ṣe gbé ẹni yẹn. Ẹni tó bá já kíkanjú nìsín ẹ̀rù lè máa bà wọ́n tó wà láyìíká rẹ̀ torí pé ajá ó kéré sí kòkò ó ti mọ̀ pé yọ pa òun jẹ ni. Òmíràn ni pé tí wọ́n bá sọ wípé awòdì òkè ó ṣe kí ni ó so lówó adìẹ dá ṣíwèrè, àbí ṣó yẹ kí wọ́n lè gbé ọmọ adìẹ lẹ́yìn adìyẹ nígbà tó ní olówó tó yẹ kó máa sọ, ṣùgbọ́n àwòdì òkè yẹn á dẹ̀ sọ ní ẹ̀dá ṣíwèrè lójú rẹ̀ báyìí àwòdì ó sì gba ọmọ adìyẹ lẹ́yìn rẹ̀. Ṣe ti wá rí i pé àwọn tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ó hùwà akínkanjú lójú aládìyẹ ni. Wọ́n ní kíkéré labẹ́rẹ́ kéré o pé kì í ṣe nǹkan mímì fàdìyẹ tó túmọ̀ sí wípé tó o bá kọjá àyè rẹ lọ́dọ̀ ẹni mọ́ fojú di òun lòwe yẹn bá dé. Ẹ já wo ìsọ̀rí mìíràn. Òwe tá a fi máa ń gba èèyàn nímọ̀ràn pé pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́ ni kó o ṣe o, ṣe bó o ti mọ̀ o nílò sùúrù nínú gbogbo ohun tó o bá ń ṣe o. Irú àwọn àpẹẹrẹ òwe bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀ máa gbọ́ tí Yorùbá sọ wípé àgbà tí ò bínú lọ́mọ rẹ̀ ń pọ̀, àgbà tó bá ní sùúrù irú wọn ló lóhun gbogbo, àgbà tí ò bá ti fa wàhálà ni ó padà kó lùjọ, àgbà tó bá mọ̀ wọn ara rẹ̀ yóò ṣe déédéé, tí ò bá ti wá mọ̀ wọn ara rẹ̀ nǹkan odò ó gbé lọ ní. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yẹn wọ́n fi ń kìlọ̀ fún yàn pé ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o, a kì í ṣe nǹkan ní wàdùwàdù, sùúrù la fi máa ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan. O ní àwọn àpẹẹrẹ òwe wọ̀nyí. Ṣé rí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn òwe wọ̀nyí ẹ̀yin gan mọ̀ ẹ ti gbọ́ wọn rí, ṣùgbọ́n torí pé ẹ̀ mọ orírun wọn àti ìpín tá a ti ń lò wọn òun gangan ni kókó àti láríjà ètò Àkọ́mọlédè. Ẹ jẹ́ àtẹ̀síwájú. Àwọn òwe kan wà ní èdè Yorùbá tó jẹ́ wípé a máa ń lò wọ́n láti fi ipò hàn nínú ẹbí pé àgbà lélẹ́yìí, ọmọdé lélẹ́yìí, obìnrin lélẹ́yìí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo àpẹẹrẹ irú àwọn òwe báyìí. Tá a bá sọ wípé ó mà ṣe o, àgbà ò sí nílùú ìlú bàjẹ́, baálé ilé kú ilé dahoro. Ìyẹn fi hàn wípé tí baálé ilé bá wà ilé dahoro tágbàlagbà bá dẹ̀ wà nílùú, ìlú ò ní bàjẹ́. Wọ́n wá wo nǹkan tí nǹkan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ bóyá nìkan papòdà, wọ́n wá rí pé nǹkan ò rí dé bó ṣe máa ń rí gbà tó wà láyé. Wọ́n ní ó mà ṣe o, àṣé lóòótọ́ ni pé bólóde ò bá kú ojúde rẹ̀ ò lè wu koríko. Wọ́n ní àgbà tí ò bínú lọmọ rẹ̀ ń pọ̀ tí ó kọ́ ọmọ nínú àgbòlé. Ìsọ̀rí mìíràn torí àkókò wa, òwe tó ń fi ipò àwọn obìnrin hàn nínú ilé. Ẹ mọ̀ pé obìnrin ṣe pàtàkì. Ipò obìnrin nínú ilé kò hàn ṣe fọwọ́ rọ́ sẹ́yìn o. Àwọn tó bá dánrú rẹ̀ wò ẹ̀ ń tanra yín jẹ ní ìyá Kọ́mọlédè mi ò wí fún yín. Àpẹẹrẹ irú bẹ̀ ni pé tọ́mọ nìyẹn à ń sọ̀rọ̀ elégédé obìnrin ń dá sí. Ìdí ni wípé wọ́n mọ̀ wípé kò yẹ kí obìnrin ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ ṣe wàhálà yẹn, ó yẹ kán ti bá gbélégédé yẹn wálé kó kọ̀ sí kí wọ́n sì jẹ́ nítorí pé ọ̀rọ̀ ọkùnrin ni. Irú ìsọ̀rí òwe yẹn nìyẹn. Nínú ètò kan tàwọn obìnrin náà ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré yabẹ̀ yẹn. Nílẹ̀ Yorùbá pàápàá ìṣẹ̀dá obìnrin ní gbogbo àgbáyé gan tiẹ̀ ni wọ́n máa ń fìfẹ́ hàn sí àwọn ọmọ wọn. Àwọn wàwà tá ń fi àpẹẹrẹ àti àkàwé obìnrin nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí àwọn púpọ̀. Nígbà tá a bá ti fẹ́ ṣe irú àwọn àfihàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ máa gbọ́ tí wọ́n máa sọ òwe pé bá mi ná ọmọ mi òdenu ọlọ́mọ o. Kì í ṣe wípé kò fẹ́ kán bá ọmọ òun wí, ṣùgbọ́n ara abiyamọ ni ó kọ̀tá. Ṣó ti yé yín báyìí. Wọ́n á ní abiyamọ ó ṣe òwò tó dára lẹ̀dọ́mọ rẹ̀. Irú àwọn òwe yẹn à ń lò láti fi ìfẹ́ tó wà nínú abiyamọ sí ọmọ tó bí à ń fi hàn ni. Wọ́n á ní ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ burúkú ò yá bùsán, ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ dúdú ò yá bùsán, ọmọ burúkú kò yá lùpa. Wọn obìnrin ò ní lu ọmọ yẹn pa torí pé wà ọmọ burú á máa tù á máa rọ̀ kó lè yí padà náà ni. Orí mìíràn ó ní òwe tó ti fi fòyà pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ikú ọ̀dọ́ ikú èwe nǹkan ìbànújẹ́ ni ànífẹ̀ẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn òwe kan wà tí a máa lò ẹ máa tí wọ́n sọ pé ọmọ Ayọ̀lé ẹni tí wọ́n mọ̀ àbí kan máa gbé ṣé mọ̀ wípé ńlá ni àjẹsìn ó tójú bí ẹ̀rọ ọ̀run aláké eré Yorùbá gbàgbọ́ wípé kò jẹ́ kódà wọ́n ti pé látọ̀dọ̀ ọba àbọ̀mọ̀gé fò bí ẹsẹ̀ ṣàyẹ̀ tí ó lọ kúrò nísìnyẹn wo òwe tó ń fi ipò àdé hàn ẹ̀ tó pé kí ọmọdé náà ipò tiwọn wọ́n ṣe pàtàkì ìṣẹ́rí bàgbà ṣe pàtàkì yẹn náà lọ́mọdé ṣe pàtàkì kálukú ló ní ìwúlò tiẹ̀ àpẹẹrẹ kan wà tó wọ́pọ̀ tí gbogbo wa máa ń sọ pé ẹ̀yin ti gbàgbé ni ọwọ́ ọmọdé ò tó pẹ́pẹ́ o tàgbàlagbà náà kò wá akèrègbè àgbàlagbà tó bá rò pé òun lè yan ọmọdé jẹ nígbà tí ó bá mú nǹkan nú akèrègbè ṣe mọ̀ pé ihò kékeré ló wà nú akèrègbè ọwọ́ rẹ̀ ó ti tóbi jù lọ ọwọ́ ọ̀tọ̀mọdé ló lè wọnú ẹ̀ ọmọdé náà sì rèé bó bá fẹ́ mú nǹkan lókè àjà ọwọ́ rẹ̀ ò ní tó ṣẹ̀rípàjọ wúlò fún ara wa ni wọ́n á tún wá máa sọ wípé ọmọdé gbọ́n àgbàgbọ́n la fi já Ilẹ̀ Ifẹ̀ náà sì rèé ṣe mọ̀ pé oríran Yorùbá ni ẹ jẹ́ á tẹ̀síwájú ká tún wo ìsọ̀rí àwọn òwe tí Yorùbá máa ń lò láti fi hàn pé nǹkan tó dáa ní ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ alájẹṣẹ́kù ràn mí lọ́wọ́ kémi náà ràn lọ́wọ́ wípé ó dáa irúfẹ́ àwọn àpẹẹrẹ òwe bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ máa gbọ́ tí wọ́n á ní ká fi ọwọ́ wẹ ọwọ́ òní ọwọ́ fi ń mọ́ ẹ rí i pé tí n bá fẹ́ fọwọ́ nìsín tí mo kàn ń fọ ẹyọkàn báyìí tí mo ń fọ báyìí kò lè mọ́ dáadáa ṣùgbọ́n tí n bá mú méjèèjì tá a fi fọra wọn á jẹ́ kí ọwọ́ yẹn kó mọ́ dáadáa ìyẹn ni pé ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ Yorùbá sọ wípé ọgbọ́n ọlọ́gbọ́n ni kì í jẹ́ ká pe àgbà ní wèrè wọ́n á ní kí ọkùnrin réjò kóbìnrin réjò káṣá ti pákéjò ó ti mọ́ sá lọ ni wọ́n á ní káró ṣọmọ́dì káró dì mọ́ṣọ kídì ó ṣá ti mọ́ gbófo ṣẹ́rí gbogbo àwọn òwe yẹn àti ọ̀pọ̀ rẹ̀ tẹ́yìn náà mọ̀ tẹ́ ti ń fọkàn rò yẹn wọ́n ní ṣe pẹ̀lú pé ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ àgbájọ ọwọ́ la fi ń sọ̀yà wọ́n á ní òṣùṣù ọwọ́ ló lè gbálẹ̀ mọ́ àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré wo díẹ̀ nínú àwọn òwe tí ó ń fi ipò àwọn ọba àti ìjòyè hàn wípé ẹni pàtàkì ni wọ́n nílẹ̀ Yorùbá a máa ń yí àwọn ọba wa sí àtẹ̀mọ́ pé wọ́n ní aláṣẹ èkejì òrìṣà àwọn ìjòyè wa náà a máa ń pọ́n wọn lé àpẹẹrẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ òun ni tí bá gbọ́ tí wọ́n wá ní ṣọ́ra rẹ̀ wọ́n ní àgbà torí àìlówó wu wàá ṣe ẹgbẹ̀rún ká ní bólú àdán bá wọ ṣòkòtò pé táwọn kan ń pè lọ́bẹ̀ ẹ̀ṣọ́ ti yé àwọn ohun yìí ṣe àpò pàtàkì ipò àyẹ́sí làwọn kábíyèsí tó jẹ́ ọba àtàwọn ìjòyè ni wọ́n wà ẹ jẹ́ àwọ̀ ìsọ̀rí òwe mìíràn tó jẹ́ wípé a máa wá tún lò bá a ṣe ń pọ́n àwọn ọba yẹn lé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá a tún lọ́wọ́n ọ̀nà tá a fi mọ́ kìlọ̀ fún wọn o pé kán mọ́ kọjá àyè wọn èso Ọlọ́run èso Olódùmarè torí pé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá a ní táwọn Gẹ̀ẹ́sì ń pè ní checks and balance ni mo fi máa ń sọ fún yín pé nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kò sí nǹkan tuntun tí èbó kankan ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mú wá fún wa o Yorùbá ti létò àtìlànà tá a tẹ̀lé àwa ni ká mọ́ yẹ̀ kú òun bẹ́ẹ̀ àpẹẹrẹ irú àwọn òwe báyìí ta fi ń kìlọ̀ ìwà ìbàjẹ́ fún ọba àti ìjòyè òun ni tẹ́ máa gbọ́ tí wọ́n sọ pé àkábíyèsí ẹ ti pọ̀ ju nǹkan báyìí lọ a kì í ru ẹrin lérí káṣẹ̀ mọ́ fẹsẹ̀ wá ihò ìrẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ wọ́n á ní wọ́n fi ọ́ jọba ó tún sóògùn àwúre só fẹ́ dolódùmarè ni fẹ̀kàntọ́lẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n mọ̀ wárí fọ́ba ni bọ́ba bá tún wá ń sóògùn àwúre tí ń sóògùn òkìkí ó ti kọjá àyè rẹ̀ nìyẹn àwọn òwe yẹn la fi ń kìlọ̀ fún wọn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn ìwà kan ṣe mọ́ pàṣọ nípa tá a fi kan sára sí èèyàn tó ṣe nǹkan akíkanjú lẹ́ẹ̀kan àwọn òwe kan náà wà tá a fi máa ń bẹnu àtẹ́lu ẹni tó bá hùwà ọ̀lẹ tó bá ṣèmẹ́lẹ́ tó ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa tá a fi máa sọ wọ́n á ní ìwọ fẹ́ máa ṣọ̀lẹ àbí ìwọ fẹ́ máa hùwà bàjẹ́ ó ti gbàgbé ni wípé ẹni tó bá ti ṣọ̀lẹ ìyà ni ó padà jẹ torí wípé ẹni tó bá ṣèmẹ́lẹ́ kódà gan lẹ̀ Yorùbá a máa ń kọrin kan ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé ìyà ọ̀lẹ kò rọ̀ mọ́ bí ẹ wá ayé ọ̀lẹ ó ṣe wọ́n ní òrìṣà tí gbé ọ̀lẹ kan ò sí apá ẹni ní gbeni níjà ìyẹn ni pé ẹni tó bá ti ṣọ̀lẹ kó ti mọ̀ pé òun lè ríran lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè ìgbàgbọ́ Yorùbá ni wọ́n ní òòṣà kì í gba méjì lọ́wọ́ ìmẹ́lẹ́ bí ò bá gbapá rẹ̀ a sì ṣe kíni àfúnlẹ́nu torí wípé kíni kò lè lo ọwọ́ rẹ̀ láti fi ṣiṣẹ́ kò ń ṣakínkanjú wọ́n á ní àgbàtán ni ẹ jẹ́ ká kúkú gbọ̀lẹ̀ ara rẹ̀ torí pé kíni bá a bá dáṣọ fọ́lẹ̀ àpá aláró bá a bá paṣọ rẹ̀ láró gan tán á tù ú là níjà á wàá sìn délé kẹrù mọ́ bàbá ṣùgbọ́n ìwà ọ̀lẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá kòrò ojú sí ẹ mọ́ ṣọ̀lẹ o torí pé ọ̀lẹ kò ráyè wá ìyá ọ̀lẹ gan kọ̀rọ̀ mọ bí kì í ṣèpè ẹ jẹ́ àwọn òwe mìíràn tí ó máa ń fi àwọn onírúurú ìwà tó wà láàrin àwa ẹ̀dá ṣe hàn pé oríṣiríṣi làwa ẹ̀dá oríṣiríṣi náà dẹ̀ ni àwọn ìwà tí a máa ń wò àpẹẹrẹ rẹ̀ wọ́n ní ohun tó ju ajá rí tí ajá fi ń gbó kò tó eléyìí tí àgùntàn rí tó fi ń ṣèrànwọ́ gbogbo ń tágùntàn bá rí bọ̀ báyìí náà ni ó mọ̀ wò ṣùgbọ́n ajá kó mọ̀ tí ì rí ni gbogbogbò yóò ti mọ̀ pariwo ìwà tiẹ̀ nìyẹn àpẹẹrẹ mìíràn wọ́n á ní kíni èyí tó wù mí ò wù ọ́ torí kíni òun lọmọ ìyá méjì sì máa ń fẹ́ obìnrin wọn lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ìwà àwa ẹ̀dá ṣe mọ̀ pé yàtọ̀ síra òun ni ìsọ̀rí òwe yẹn ẹ jẹ́ ká wo òwe mìíràn tó jẹ́ pé a lè lò láti bu ẹnu àtẹ́lu ẹni tó bá hùwà àìmoore, ẹni tó bá hùwà tí kò moore, torí pé tá a bá ṣe ní lóore nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ó yẹ ká dúpẹ́. Yorùbá yìí sì ṣaláìmoore, tá a bá rẹ́ni tí kò moore wọ́n á ní ó mà ṣe o, ẹni tá a ṣe lóore tí ò dúpẹ́, ó dàbí ọlọ́ṣà tó kó ni lẹ́rù lọ ni. ṣé àwọn pé tọ́lọ́ṣà bá kó ni lẹ́rù, mo rò pé ẹmọ tí ń jẹ́ ọlọ́ṣà ìgárá ọlọ́ṣà, adigunjalè, olè tó jí nǹkan èèyàn lọ níjẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. ṣé tó bá jí nǹkan yín lọ ṣé yóò wá dúpẹ́? Bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹni tí kò bá moore ẹ mọ́ yà láìmoore. wọ́n tún wá ń sọ wípé ẹni tó yá ẹgbẹ̀fà owó tí ò san, ó ti bínú ẹgbẹ̀je torí pé kò ní lè rí àánú gbà ní ìgbà mìíràn. Òmíràn, gbogbo àwọn òwe wọ̀nyí bí mo ṣe sọ fún yín wọ́n pọ̀ gan ni torí àkókò wa, a lè má láǹfààní láti yẹ̀ wọ́n wò, ṣùgbọ́n ẹ máa fi sọ́kàn wípé àwọn orísun Yorùbá bí ò bá jẹ́ ìtàn, a jẹ́ ewì, a jẹ́ ìrírí àwùjọ, ó lè wá láti inú ẹsẹ̀ Ifá, ó lè jẹ́ nípasẹ̀ àwọn nǹkan tá à ń rí láwùjọ. gbogbo àwọn ìsọ̀rí wọ̀nyí òun la lè pín àwọn òwe Yorùbá sí, kò wá lóǹkà, kódà ó kọjá ntẹ́nìkan ṣoṣo lè mọ̀ lọ. ṣùgbọ́n kókó ibẹ̀ ni pé ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣàmúlò àwọn òwe wọ̀nyí ní ọ̀gangan ipò tí wọ́n bá ti wúlò. Ibi tẹ́ bá ti fẹ́ báyàn wí, ẹ mọ́ lo òwe tá a fi kọ sára sí ni. Ibi tẹ́ bá ti fẹ́ kìlọ̀ ìwà ìbàjẹ́, ẹ mọ́ lo òwe tó ń fi ipò ọba àbí ìjòyè hàn. ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo rẹ̀ kó jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ ìka tó bá tọ́ símú ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan oníkẹ́fì rèé nínú àwọn òwe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. tó ìyá Kọ́mọlédè ẹ mọ́mọ́ bínú, ọjọ́ òun tún ti sáré lọ́nu ni o, lágbára Ọlọ́run ìgbà míì ló tún dà o táàtì máa pàdé lákọ̀tún pẹ̀lú kókó ọ̀rọ̀ mìíràn. mo mọ̀ pé ìtẹ́ ti gbọ́ lónìí ẹ ti rẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kan tàbí kejì dìmú, bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti abala ààbọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú Yẹmí Alára níbi tá a ti gbọ́ nípa wípé a gbọ́dọ̀ bọ̀wọ̀ fúnra wa torí pé àgbà tó bá jẹ àjẹtọ́ oúnjẹ fúnra rẹ̀ ní ó kó ìgbà rẹ̀ lọlé, tó fi dórí àwọn ìlànà àti ìsọ̀rí òwe eléyìí tí àtijọ́ kọ́ra wa lórí ètò lónìí. ọpẹ́ ńlá kàǹkà lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè fún ètò tòní. lórúkọ gbogbo àwọn ikọ̀ tí a jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní àyàn àti ẹ̀yin náà tí a jọ gbọ́ tá a jọ wò ó ní mo fi ń kí n pé ó àdìgbà míì tá a pàdé lákọ̀tún lórí ètò Àkọ́mọdé. Fúnṣọ́ Olúwagbèmíga ìyá àjọ pèdèpèdè ìyá Kọ́mọlédè yín ló sọ fún yín pé èdè Yorùbá wuyì ó wọ̀yẹ́ o, ẹ mọ̀jọ́ dì mẹ́rí lọ́dọ̀ tiyín, ẹ máa kọ́ àwọn ọmọ yín lédè.
Wow, look at that. Until recently, I had no idea it's strong. It's a small mark of the scales of karate, just enough strong. The scales has no medicinal value, yet the man with the scales and the meat is trying to pango into extinction. This is a demonstration from history. It's back to why we don't keep our position. Please say to your God without anything. What you do more?
Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
It's another Saturday morning, and it's about that get strength the most likely. I said keep the on to Western Television Channels 190 GTT. We are at the AFR gym, and this is where to be. Let's just go together, and then let's go get some include.
So if I wrong with exercising, so remember to always get on with exercise. Thank you.
What's your to use weight, get right, and help to open faith. So I won't be able to say it helps a lot. Just the lifestyle that I want to, and I'm enjoying the process.
How long have you been exercising?
I want now.
Good exercise for life.
Oh, this is another show. Like what the title is. One whole of you guys looking at the another edition program. Topics on Splash and Television.
Good morning. Wow.
It feels so nice to be here.
Seriously, the Saturday looks it looks somehow. There's something about today. I'm really yet to understand
You
it.
feel pretty relaxed today.
Honestly.
Like on a chill mode, right?
Yeah.
You know, I feel it all boils down to from the beginning.
Mm.
From the beginning of January. I mean,
Here we go.
And the fact that in as much as Nigeria doesn't seem like a friendly place right now, the ability to be able to cut through
Mm.
one thing that should give any man of mind.
Mm.
Yes, beautiful time. Yes.
All right. At this point in time, I'd like to say thank you for always being here with us, and good morning once again. It's morning time wherever you are, or simply let's just put it as good day to you.
Yes.
Whatever time of the day it is, period in time. It's another time to be delightful on a springful level, because we will spring you on a delightful level right here from West Spring Touchings. Welcome back. Thank you for being here with us. And to all those celebrities who celebrated their birthday in the of this week, who are celebrating as well today, happy birthday to you. And we wish you the very best of many, many wonderful years, amazing years to come. But birthdays are always special times. I don't know.
I grew to love birthdays.
Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't like that from the beginning for me, but I grew to love it because celebrating life is something that should be celebrated.
You know, I think when I rounded off at the round number Golden Jubilee, that was when I began to look at it that birthdays are good.
It's actually worth celebrating, right? Is that like a January born thing?
Well, by and large, to everybody there, Sheyi Tinubu, happy birthday. Messi, Olusonya, Ahmed Musa, the ones we and Mrs. Temitope Alaka. I hope Temitope Alaka, Dakore. Yeah. Everybody, we say congratulations, happy birthday to you. This time next year, Probably those who will still be having twins or triplets.
No, I don't think that should be the prayer right now. Just pray for them to just live a long and healthy life, you know. Most of these people are, I mean, they have kids at home already.
They could probably one more.
Come on, wish them good health. Come on, brother.
Okay, good health.
Yes.
All right. All right. Welcome back, and thank you always for being here. Tunde Idowu is my name. It's a delight to be here.
Definitely. My name is Ajibike. I'm Jeremy Ojo, like I keep saying. Make hay while the sun is shining. Time is waiting for no man.
No doubt. Every 11th of October of every year is commemorated as the International Girl Child Day.
Yes.
And to all the girls there, Ajibike, and luckily for us, our next guest, she was a girl years ago. I just hope she will allow me to call her Gelly. But the point is, she's an administrator, a school proprietress, and a policy analyst. Yeah, not an activist. I know she shouldn't go into that one for now, at least. But it's our delight to have with us in the studio. Yafin, as we love to call her. Yafin Ikonsola Omigbodu. Good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be here again with
Always
the two
a
of
delight.
you.
Good morning.
Always a vibe. I can use that language.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Hey, every 11th of October, as we analyzed, is commemorated as that beautiful time to celebrate the female folks, naturally. That's the way I want to put it, the female gender. Because obviously, we all came as a girl to a teenager to where we are today. Woman, adults, everything combined, just like the men as well, from the boys. But unfortunately, we're not really being celebrated the International Boys Day. We'll look forward to that.
Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah, let's look at the girl child. Let's first of all look at who is a girl child. First of all,
the girl child is born female, you know. Apologies to all the LGBTQs and all kinds of pronouns that we're hearing nowadays. But a girl child is one born female and with her special characteristics.
Okay.
You know, she's softer, she's feminine, you know, she has her emotional side, she's right-brained. That is the female, you know. And I think celebrating that female, that girl child is critical, because that gender requires validation and requires attention and requires nurturing. Likewise, the boys, but you know, they have different needs. So setting aside one day to celebrate the girl child is something quite good. However, it's important that we celebrate both genders, because it's the other gender that would learn how to treat you know, the female gender properly, you know, so that they are well perceived in society. So that's the female child.
Why I want to take that question from what you just said. Why do we feel we should celebrate that's our gender, the female gender is worth celebrating?
Well, because
why do you think we are leaving out the male genders behind?
I think it's a mistake. Okay, because eventually, in the correct sense of societal expectations and norms, you expect that a girl child would grow up, you know, and get married to a man. Yes. And so if that man has not learned how to take care or how to relate properly to that other gender, and that other gender too has not learned how to relate to the males, there'll still be problems. So it's important that we balance things out. There should be equal celebrations of both genders. Because as a school leader, I've observed that boys that are backing out of leadership and responsibility, they do not volunteer, you know, because the attention and the focus is usually on the girl child. And it's understandable, because society for long has discriminated against the female. So to make up for that long eons or a long time of discrimination, we want to now, let's celebrate the girl child, and then we leave the boys behind. We must do the two. That's very important.
Now let's take it on a wider perspective as it is right now. Looking at the girl child, comparing the African culture to the more advanced nations of the world. In the African sense, just a few, the percentage is very low, where we tend to have the female folks, the girl child in positions of authority.
Very true.
And this hasn't really gone down well with some tough speaking female folks.
Yes,
because
Amanda did you?
I've seen a couple of great leaders on the female side. Okonjo Iweala, the late Dora Akunyili. We've had even way years. The late Mrs. Beck or Mrs. Funmilayo Ransom Kuti. We've had some very vocal female folks. But looking at it, there's still that thing there. Is it an aspect whereby there's still a thank you? The females, they're not ready, or we are not just allowing them.
Okay. Let's look at politics in Nigeria.
Okay.
51% of women voted in the last elections, 2023 elections,
Yes, ma'am.
and less than 5% were elected into office. What does that tell you? Okay, it means that there's still work to do concerning the perception of women in leadership, and it's unfortunate. It's one of the things I really why I'm here, because we have a dearth, DEARTH, of solid female role models. When you were talking about Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, you were talking about Dora Akunyili. In recent times, give me names. You're going to have to do some brain work.
Absolutely.
Okay? And because there's a dearth of role models, girls have really not much to aspire to. So it's our responsibility as a school person, as an education person. It's my responsibility to look for those females, people who are doing well in tech, in STEM, in any field of, and not just being slay queens with BBLs. I have to look for the correct role models to put them out there for girls to see, I can do this, I can be better than this. If you go to America, you have Simone Biles, you have those kinds of names you just been mentioning, young people. But this we'll be talking about Dora Akunyili, blessed memory.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to mention her name, but I was really looking out for Better Edu to really do well.
Okay.
But when that scandal burst into the open, I was so sad. Because that would have been one picture you would have put up. Oh, that's that lady. She's articulate. She's great. She's this. I'm sorry to mention her name. I don't mean any harm. But the truth is, we desperately need role models.
Absolutely.
We desperately need young women who are aspiring and who are achieving, being put in the front burner. And then, politically wise, we need to do better. We need to be more inclusive. Okay, but I don't blame people when they see people messing up in the place. They say, hey, Shepi, you said women can do it. Yeah. Are we ready for a female president? No, let's go there.
No, even to say a female local government chairman.
Exactly. Are we ready?
It's tight. It's a difficult scenario to find ourselves. But for you as an administrator, you have kids of diverse culture and attitude within your reach here. How early should the girl child be nurtured for the future?
As early as possible. You must give the girl child a voice from when she's little.
Okay.
I remember the story of Malala Yousafzai.
Oh, yeah.
She mentioned the fact that when she was little, and their culture is tougher than ours, she was already being conditioned to go to the kitchen and to stay indoors. She said there was a day she recollected she was playing outside with her peers, boys and girls, and then it occurred to her that after a while, I won't be able to do this anymore. I will have to go to the kitchen. I will have to stay indoors. I won't be able to go outside without a male chaperone. But because her father had a different mindset about how a girl should be raised, he told her, you're made for the top. You are not made for the kitchen.
For the top.
You are going to do better. You're a different child. And she's the youngest Nobel Award winner today. Wow. That's powerful. So from when they are little, condition them to believe they can, aspire to be leaders. It's very, very important.
So what are the roles that parents should play? Because in this generation where we are right now, it's almost like parents are getting really, some are challenged, but some are so engrossed with the daily hustle and bustle that no one is attentive to children anymore. In fact, they leave most of these routines in the hands of the teachers. So just, I mean, what are those roles that parents should play over a child, them, especially a girl child?
You know, I said it when I was, when we started this conversation. I said the girl child requires validation. She needs affirmation. Yes, every child needs that, actually.
And if you're not getting that.
But if you're not getting that, you're going to get it from the wrong sources. You know, social media. You're going to look for likes desperately. You know, you're going to do a BBL, you know, a bust enlargement process so that you can get likes and be affirmed. You know, so affirmation is key. In the morning, you need to tell your girl child. And today, you need to tell if you have a girl child, you need to tell her, you know, I love you, you're beautiful, you're good, you know, you can do this, you know. And when she hears that from you, some silly boy out there is not going to tell her otherwise, and she believes. Say, what are you saying? My father has already told me more than that. You know, so affirmation is very key. Validation is very key, you know. And then we must be careful because many of us are coming from gender stereotyped backgrounds. So we are likely to push our beliefs and thoughts to our children by the way we raise them. You know, subtly, you're allowing the girl child to go to the kitchen and the boy child to relax and play football. You're subtly telling that girl child, this is where the other room is where you belong. You know, so we must be careful what we do at home. You know, make sure that both roles, both genders are actively involved in such things. And, you know, and then you give the girl child a voice, you give the boy child a voice as well. So give them that voice to speak and to engage in leadership opportunities. Take them. And then it's something I also believe in. I believe in very, very quality mentoring and internship experiences, you know, where you go to stay around somebody who has done something and you want that girl child to learn. Say, look, that's a woman in leadership. She's functioning, she's efficient. Go and learn from her. We need that. So that's important. So parents should create that experience for their children.
Now, talking about parents, you know, growing up, I mean, our generation, when a child starts coming of age, adolescence is setting in, you know, we were made to believe like it's supposed to scare them with the thought of, oh no, once you get close to a man, this is going to happen. But in this generation right now, we are thinking of getting close. We are getting closer to our children. These things that our parents didn't want to hear from us growing up, now we want to hear our children say them. Now, I need you to balance it for me. Which way to go?
Well, it's very important that we give the right information to our children, whether female or male. Otherwise, social media will do the job. And you don't want them to do the job for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Social media can be vicious and can be terribly damaging. You know, so what do? It's our responsibility, yes, to balance things out. And then many of us do not realize the power of social media. We don't realize the power of the information that these young people crave for. If we could just look into homes right now, you would see young people in front of their screens. Their screens are their you know, tutors right now as we speak. You know, millions of them will be in front of that screen. So we must be sure what diets our children are being fed through social media, and have those talks
with them.
Have those talks. Discuss with them. My daughter feels let me use the Yoruba terminology, alasheju. Because once I see something on social media, I'll post it to her and say, look at this thing. What are your thoughts? So her phone is clogged with information from me because I want her to raise those issues, discuss with me, and then let me get rid of any bad indoctrinations happen. You know, it's very to balance things out and to know what is going on here. Don't be the ostrich that puts its head in sand and says, that's social media, I don't know. And check, because a lot is on. You know, a lot is going on. Let me just quickly say that I ring alarm, you know. A young girl went home, she was ill, you know, and in the process of doing some medical examinations, they found out that she had a cut below her in her abdomen.
Okay.
Now, where did this cut come from? You didn't have any surgery now. That's her mom, you know, and she didn't say anything. She kept quiet. Apparently, she had been given 200,000 naira, you know, to get her eggs harvested. They told her, oh, it's a simple process. We'll just harvest your eggs. We'll give you 200,000. we do not know for certain what has been removed from that young lady.
Oh my
You know?
goodness.
So you need to have those talks. When I read that thing, I said, immediately I put it on the platform for parents. Oh, yeah, have this talk with your children. No. Nobody should be able to give you 200,000 and say you should come for a procedure.
What is a procedure?
Good heavens, your kidney may have been, removed.
Yes.
And that's it for life.
Wow.
So it's very key to have
information.
Those talks we shouldn't shy away from having embarrassing in quote talks with our children. It can be embarrassing for those of us in this generation.
Yes.
We are nobody talked to us like that really. So to talk to them like that, you are feeling
uneasy.
You better feel uneasy and talk so that they don't get into these traps.
Yafi, let's go a bit broader into the future for the girl child, and obviously we'll still have to talk about the boys as well. The girl child, would you say our beliefs? I know you made mention about it in your submission earlier. Beliefs, culture, attitudinal behavior, the environment, majorly modernization, internet, which it's something. It's scary because I know I do one thing real good. Once I'm at home, once in a while, I just go pick my boy's phone, just look through. Let me his chin. Because at the point in time, he was more of animated things, and he does like the skull.
Which is beautiful.
I had to like, oh boy, I want to see you. And of course, a boy in the higher tertiary institution, when you begin to put skull, death, and violence,
you're beginning to think
at
of
the end of the, oh boy, John to the alone.
Deviate here.
Seriously, but let's look at it. The future is here. Are things like this not mitigating against the girl child? Because, for instance, let me just digress to the point at which I sat back over time to listen to the campaign of the Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. And seriously, being a man, without being biased, that's fantastic. I love someone who is brave, who is vocal, and you know your stand. But in the African settings, we really get to find things like that. With the male folk, we tend to shout them, bring that, you can't, I can do that, this and that. How long can this be? How can we change this
narrative,
this orientation?
Well,
like the female folks, they are humans as well.
There's a lot of work to do.
Okay.
That's why I said
where does it start from?
It starts from homes, schools, Like I said, I gave you Malala's example. Her father said, you are different, you can do it. So parents also need to change their perspective towards those children. You can do it. Not, oh, I have 5 girls, I'm still looking for a boy in this day. But these my 5 girls, you're all going to succeed, and you can be whatever it is you want to be. Just decide, pray, and be focused. That's what we need to sensitize them. And then for the society, school is a powerful place to change the mind of children. But the problem is their parents are not there with them.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So when you change their minds, you need to also send a message to the parents. Parents, this is what we're doing. Cooperate with us, to change the narratives of these children. Don't do what you were doing before. Let's change the way we, socialize these children to know that whether you are a girl or a boy, you can get to that top. Then we have to move on to government policies.
Here we go.
We make a lot of policies.
Yeah.
We put statements out there. We sign all kinds of conventions, and when we don't do anything. Then you now see on the pages of the newspapers that one of our leaders has married a 13-year-old. Hello.
Is that what we want to hear?
Exactly.
Is that what we want to see?
So we need them to also do the work over there, to walk the talk, not just put our policies there and then we see contrary activities. So we really do need, and then we so much need it. One of the best places we really need a change is the National Assembly. We need to be able to turn on our TVs and see the women, talk. Even the ones that are elected, how often do they talk?
Okay, so the point is, do you think we're going to get to a time when women are going to take over like this, like
the forefront of things?
If Kamala Harris can be gunning for presidency,
I know that.
I know. But I'm saying that we're all looking, and we're like,
If she can do it.
If she can do it in that place,
It
we
would
too
get
now,
here.
we should rise up now.
I had this conversation at home yesterday, Mama. I was like, it's going to come to a time I feel a woman is going to take over. But I mean, it's time we are not here anymore.
No,
It's not, I don't say it.
I would just say, how soon can this be?
Can this
Oh,
be?
how soon? Well, it depends.
It depends on the women themselves.
I'm sorry
Are
to
they
go back
ready?
to the US. So let me, you know, Hillary Clinton, I believe one of the reasons she lost is because America wasn't really ready for a female.
They weren't ready.
I think so. You know, so it's taking them time, you know. So we shouldn't expect that we'll just wave a magic wand and the woman, we need the support and the trust and the belief that men would also say, okay, why not? Let's try it. Until we get there, where we will just be shouting, female agenda. The men will just be winking their own. But when we prove that we can do it, we are capable, test us with little now, you know. So when you test us with little and we succeed, maybe gradually the men will also change their minds, because the men are the power players in those areas.
Fair enough.
Believe me. So there's no gainsaying that one. So we need to also change the mind of the men. And how do we change the mind of the men?
Okay.
The women that are there now must not be sex objects. How do I mean? What do I mean? If the woman has gotten into position by sleeping with men, forget it. They're not going to believe that a woman can do anything. Shebi, we know how you got there. Yeah, is it not bottom power? I'm sorry to be vulgar, you know. But if a woman gets there, works hard, and, you know, surmounts those obstacles without the sexual aspect, then she will gain respect. Then men will say, let's try this one. She should be able to do. You know, they will beat their chest. But when you get there, you now say that it's a snake that stole all the money in my property. And who is going to put you there? We can't sit down.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's from the context of things, I'm just assuming, because I know I discussed this as well with a couple of friends.
Okay.
Was it earlier in the week? Let me just leave it at that. If possibly, with so much respect to former President Donald Trump of the United States, if, and just if, Kamala Harris wins that election in the US, do you think it might turn around?
It will be a fantastic win of women
all over the world.
Over. Oh, believe me. The truth is that we have had women in position. Angela Merkel did excellently well in
Germany.
You know.
Yes.
But US.
World power.
It will be a serious message to all girls. You know, girls will be like, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can get there. And you see, Nigerians too will begin to aspire. The females too will begin to aspire. You know, we can get there. We can do this. So it will be fantastic. It will be a dream come true for girls and women the world over.
We keep our fingers crossed. November is just around the corner.
Yes, let's wait and see. It's going to be very interesting.
Let's come back home to our dear country, Nigeria.
Yes.
And let's use our dear state, Osun State, as a case study, at least, because at least we still have a few of commissioners who are females.
Actually, our governor has done quite a bit better.
In that aspect,
yes,
right?
a bit better.
Yes. And also coming back home, looking at the girl child, bringing them up, looking at what it used to look like back in the days and looking at what it looks like right now. What do you have to say about that?
There's a huge gulf.
I feel like we've improved so much, or we've derailed in what it used to look like.
I wouldn't be able to qualify it. What I would like to say that we're the girl child we're raising now is a digital girl child. We were not digital. We were analog to the core. You know, when your mom says this is it, you take it as that is.
Yes.
But now when your mom says this is it, you take your Google and you check. Our mom is not so. So that is a major difference between then and now. It's a good and a bad thing at the same time. You know, it's a paradox. Because it's a bad thing in the sense that children have access to too much information, and some of the information is not always correct. So you have a tough time explaining, this is not right, this is not the way. You know, Google says, you know,
exactly.
I checked, you know, and all that. But again, it also brings good information into the lives of these children. They can make decisions with a lot of information and say, oh, mom, I want to go and study and so place. I checked the universities, I've done a comparison, and they're giving you information. That's good, you know, but not the negative aspect.
Yes.
All right, before we allow you to take a rest as a girl child, good and enlightened there, your message to the girl child as we commemorate the International Girl Child Day.
My message is that girls, you have a voice. Girls, you are important. Girls, you can do it too. You know, girls, you can aspire. Be confident. A lot of girls' problems and challenges with confidence, self-esteem. You know, because they've been body shamed a lot of the time, and then they've also not been chosen and selected for responsibilities and leadership. So I want to say to those girls, you can. That's my message.
You can.
You can.
Yeah. Yes, you can, and that's a powerful one, right?
Yes,
you can.
you can.
As much as
I
long as
can.
you believe in yourself. Yes,
I can.
It's a delight. It's a pleasure. Always having Yafi Consola Omibodo, as we love to call her. Yafi. Thank you always.
Yes.
Yafi, she is a girl child advocate and not leaving out school administrator. Honestly, thanking you indeed on behalf of the entire production team.
Yes, thank you, man.
Thank you.
And as we will always say, whatever you love to do, that work you lay your beautiful hands to do, that brings in daily, or that brings in income for you in one way or the other, should be your pride, no matter what it looks like. Don't be ashamed about it. So next on the show this morning, let's go do something that we love to do. Right here, this is what we love to do.
Definitely.
Let's see what you love to do with My Work.
My pride.
Stay with us.
My name is Ina Kanye. I studied mechanical engineering from Osun State College of Technology, SLK, where I had my ND and HND, and I proceeded to Adeleke University, Ede, where I had my Bachelor of Engineering. I started this work about 11 years ago, precisely 2013. Part of what motivated me into this profession was when I was having my IT training as a student at Abuja, Auto Computers, to be precise, in Abuja. And it gave me a new perspective about automobile engineering. And I saw that automobile is really, really interesting. I got so interested in automobile, and I saw that automobile repairs is a very, very interesting work. I realized that you can do it in a different way, even as a professional with modern gadgets. Because what we used to know then is just about all these roadside mechanics and whatsoever. So it made me know that I can be a professional mechanic. We have modern equipment where we have equipment to diagnose the faults of the vehicle before going straight into what is happening. And that was part of what motivated me. I also love this job because it has helped me in providing solution to a lot of people. I've brought smiles. One of the things that motivates is bringing this thing in to the faces of a lot of people that we have been also through our face, and they've been recommending us to other people. We have professionals here. We have oil electrons, and we have painters, panel beaters that all work on. So our actions now, also, through this job, I've been to empower a lot of interns. People coming here for their IT, for their 1 year, 6 months IT, and I've been able to empower a lot of them. And also, by the special grace of God, God has given us good staff. There are people that are here that are earning their living from me, and it's a thing of pride for me. Afforded me the opportunity to to meet a lot of people. Part of our clients are the one that work on all the vehicles of Adeleke University. I've worked on it. Also that really and of organizations that we need to. This also we invite. We also have IT students from different schools, Futmina, Federal Polyede, from Osun State and even beyond Osun State that come in here for their IT training. It's one of the center for training of empower students. Also, by special grace of God, last year, 2023, Top Notch Nigeria gave us an award as the best mechanic workshop. And this is one of the ways by which our services are being recognized. My name is Engineer Ayade Samuel Ajibade. I'm a registered engineer and auto mechanic. This is work. My work is my...
Welcome back, and thank you indeed for being here. And how is your weekend going? What plans do you got for the weekend?
It's a busy weekend for me. I'm emceeing somewhere. I have a lot of things to do today. My weekend is taken already.
Oh,
wait,
God.
You wanted to take me away?
No, you're not busy with that. Today is 12. Before salary comes, is another. So,
but it's fine. It's a beautiful weekend.
No doubt about that. That's why my mental health is intact. I love
it's actually very important. Now, how did you know? How did you diagnose like it was intact? Because you might not even know. We're going to ask our next guest, like, how do we identify people with psychological disorders? But you are good, right? We're going to have to reevaluate that. I mean, you men go through a lot every day.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that something